Hello and welcome back to another football commentaries live stream. It is the beginning of the EFL playoffs finals on this sunny Saturday, and we start with the Championship, where Coventry City take on Luton Town for a place in the prestigious Premier League. For the Sky Blues, it will be a return to the top flight for the first time since 2001, where they were relegated that season in 19th place alongside a certain Manchester City. Whilst for the Hatters, they missed out on the Premier League by a season, relegated from the top flight before the creation of the Premier League. Luton will be looking to get their first ever campaign in the Premier League. But both sides together have been on the rise, both promoted together from League Two as recently as 2018, then both making the Championship by 2020. For Coventry, they have won their only previous EFL playoff final back in 2018, where they were able to defeat Exeter by 3-1. And for Luton, the fifth tier was their league only as recently as 2014, and their astronomical rise could see them in the top flight if they win at Wembley today. So, will long-standing Coventry manager Mark Robins or new boy Rob Edwards for Luton be able to lead their side to the Premier League prestige? It's a huge game. It's a game worth £170 million if you end up winning and getting promoted. It's ridiculous money. It's just ridiculous circumstances that one game can hold so much worth, and just everything you could imagine in a playoff game, it all comes into one. All the emotions you could think of, everything just boils down to this game, and it is tense. It is going to be a wild game. Two sides literally in League Two in 2018. That's 5 years ago. And now one of these teams are going to be in the Premier League, travelling to the Etihad, to Old Trafford, to Anfield, to Stamford Bridge, all of them. They're going to be there on a massive Premier League tour. And it is going to be such a good game. I'm hoping it's not too cagey, because it might be a little bit nervy, and understandably so. It's such a big game, but I'm hoping for a cracker to kick off these EFL playoffs. We've obviously got Championship today, then we've got League 2 tomorrow, and then we have League 1 on the bank holiday Monday as well. But the two sides are in the tunnel currently. Sorry for the noise. I'll go through the lineups in a bit more detail just in a moment. We've got the two managers leading their sides. And here they come. Both as well in their home kits for today's game as well. I think that's important to mention. Both teams. So Luton in their orange strip and Coventry in their sky blue jerseys for this game at Wembley. Like I mentioned, £170 million lies on this game. It is unbelievable, how a game can hold so much just value and just pressure on players and clubs. And this start of this season, Coventry, they had massive stadium troubles in terms of actually being able to play their home ground. They've had massive troubles with that in the last few years, having to play home games at the likes of Birmingham and Northampton. It's absolutely crazy how a team in the Championship have such struggles. That can be down to ownership and just general lack of awareness and communication within the club. So they've had a massive rise. And Luton, I'm sure we're all aware of Kenilworth Road and their stadium and how small and tight it is. You literally go through back gardens to get into the ground at the away end, and that's not even a joke. It's not even try to be funny kind of thing. It is literally in a street, the ground, and it is brilliant to see. And I'll be glad to see either of these teams in the Premier League. It's just on the day, isn't it? Whoever turns up on the day, whoever's the better side on the day. Kickoff is in 5 minutes' time. It's a 4:45 kickoff between these two sides. Coventry finishing 5th in the table this season, and Luton finishing 3rd, 10 points between them. Both of the meetings between these two sides in the season were both draws. The first one was a 2-2 draw at Luton, and then we had a 1-1 draw at Coventry in February of this year. Luton actually took a 1 minute lead with Tom Lockyer, the centre half, and then Godden from the penalty spot equalised before half time for Coventry. So it's been very equal and very tight between these two sides when they have faced each other this season. Let's just hope we get a free-flowing game and we get goals as well. But it's going to be tense, it's going to be tight. I'm going to go through both lineups just very quickly in a little bit more detail while I'm presuming we get the national anthem sang at Wembley Stadium. So we've got Ben Wilson in goal for Coventry. Actually has a goal to his name. He scored against Blackburn back in mid-April in a 1-1 draw to get them a step closer to a playoff spot. Back three of Luke McNally, who's currently on loan from Burnley. He's been on loan since January. Carl McFadzean at the back, the 36-year-old centre-half. He's been at the club now since 2019. And alongside him in the back three is Callum Doyle on loan from Manchester City. And he's only at the age of 19. Right, wing-back is Brooke Norton-Cuffy. He's also on loan from Arsenal. Three midfielders is Gus Harmer, who scored the winning goal against Middlesbrough in the semi-final, the playoffs, to get them to the final. Captain Liam Kelly, the 33-year-old midfielder, joined back in 2017. And Ben Sheaf as well is also in the midfield. He joined permanently in July 2021 from Arsenal. And left wing-back is Jake Bidwell as well. He's playing in his 5th ever playoff campaign in his career. And then to partner up front is Jamie Allen, just playing in behind the striker of Victor Gyökeres, the Swedish international. 21 goals for the season in the Championship. This is his 50th appearance in all competitions as well this season. They'll be looking at him to get the important goals in this game. And then the bench is Moore, Dabo, Panzo, Wilson, Esbrand, Eccles, Palmer and Godden as well. And for Luton, they have Ethan Horvath in goal. Back three of Gabriel Osho, Tom Lockyer and Amari Bell. Wing backs of Cody Drama on loan from Leeds, and left wing back is Alfie Doughty. Three midfielders is Jordan Clark, Marvellous, Nakamba on loan from Aston Villa, and Pelly Ruddock Mpanzu, he has been at Luton since the National League days. He will become the first ever player to get from the National League to the Premier League if they get promoted with the same club. It could be a massive achievement for Pelly Ruddock Mpanzu. And up front as their two strikers, they've got Elijah Adebayo, who joined from Walsall for £250,000 around 2.5 years ago. And the goal scorer, the bagsman so far this season, Carlton Morris, 20 goals this season. He's not got any in his last 4, and that's including the 2 playoff games against Sunderland, but I'm sure that they will be more than okay without his goals today if he doesn't end up scoring. They've got goals all around the pitch. And Liam Kelly, the captain, is the only Coventry player remaining from their League 2 playoff winning back in 2018. As I mentioned before, where they beat Exeter 3-1, their last trip to Wembley. I do apologise if you can hear all that noise. It just seems to be whenever I start streaming, people decide to leave the house and come into the house. So it's annoying, and they will stop in a minute. I'm hoping anyway, because I need someone to tell them to be quiet, because it is madly annoying. As we are very close to kick-off now. There we go. Don't know if you heard that, but we are literally a minute away from kick-off. Rob Edwards there. Started the season as Watford manager and lasted till September, which is absolutely crazy. And he's joined Luton and got them right in the playoffs, finishing 3rd as well, which I don't think should be underestimated. That's a fantastic finish for Luton, even if they don't go up today. A 3rd place finish is absolutely fantastic. And there is Mark Robbins. He's been at Coventry since 2017, taking them from League 2 up to the Championship so far, and it could be a step further in his 350th game as Coventry manager as well for Mark Robbins, who has previously managed the likes of Rotherham, Barnsley, Coventry in a little spell in 2012 to 2013. He managed Huddersfield and Scunthorpe as well, but his home is Coventry. As we're going to have Luton kicking from right to left towards the Coventry fans and Coventry kicking left to right towards the Luton fans for this first half. It's the Sky Blues versus the Hatters in the Championship playoff final at Wembley. Let's see who can get that final push through to the Premier League and get promoted. And it'll be Luton kicking off as well. For the Hatters, we've got referee Michael Oliver today, reffing for the first time at Wembley since the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Leicester in 2021. The ball's been played back to Ethan Horvath for Luton. He sends it forward towards Carlton Morris. He loses out to a Coventry defender. It drops in the end for Luton, headed away once again by Doyle for Coventry. But it's back in Luton possession. It's Osho, the centre-half, keeping it on the halfway line with Tom Lockyer, who did score in the last game between these two sides in the first minute from a header in the box. Here's Amari Bell, driving forward with it for Luton, trying to lay it off to the left-hand side, but he's been tackled fairly, and he's the one who kicks it out last, so it'll be a Coventry throwing inside their own half. It's going to be taken by number 7, Brooke Norton Cuffy, on loan from Arsenal currently. Gets the return from the throw, and here's Kelly. Norton Cuffy tackled strongly there by Doughty, near the box towards Morris. Header won by McFadzean. And it's now played forward by Coventry. Gyökeres doesn't give chase. It's a bit of a loose ball, and it'll roll out for a Luton throw-in. Inside their own half. Over a minute played. It'd be good if I started the timer, wouldn't it? That'd be a good start. Just get that going in a second. As it'll be Alfie Doughty to take the throw-in for Luton. Down the line. Headed away by number 5, Kyle McFadzean for Coventry. But it's Luton who come out with the ball on the halfway line. Here's Cody Drama on loan from Leeds at the minute. Spent last season at Cardiff. Cody Drama. Ball ends up in the hands of Ben Wilson for Coventry in the end. He rolls out to the left centre half of Doyle. Plays it forward towards number 8, Jamie Allen. They play it back to goalkeeper Ben Wilson. Out to the right centre half, McNally, who's just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Drives forward past Adebayo. Keeps bringing it forward. Caught in traffic, so has to go back and finds Norton Cuffy. Now back to Kyle McFadzean, the captain for Coventry today. Here's Doyle. Plays it forward. Allen. Back into the space for number 14, Ben Sheaf. Out to McNally. First time that Coventry are able to get their foot on the ball and keep possession after Luton got off to a decently quick start, getting the ball forward. Here's Gus Harmer. Misplaced ball. It deflects in the midfield. It's Jordan Clark for Luton. Just settles with possession and plays it back to Amari Bell, who goes alongside to his centre-half partner in that back three, Tom Lockyer. And here's the other centre-half, Gabriel Osho, who's scored the first goal in that second leg against Sunderland as his ball played forward towards Morris. He's been caught offside the striker. Yeah, Osho scored that first goal to make it level on aggregate against Sunderland, and then his other partner at the back, Tom Lockyer, got the winner in the end. As Gyökeres just fouls Amari Bell towards the halfway line there as he tried to receive the ball, but it was a bit loose towards the Swedish international. This isn't a great fixture for Coventry. I don't want to scare any Coventry fans, but they haven't beaten Luton in their last 9 meetings. Not a great record. 4 of them have been Luton wins, and the other 5 have been draws. It's not like they've been beaten the majority of the 9. It has mainly been draws, but it's never a stat you really want to hear, as Luton have broken the box here. Dealt with by Coventry momentarily as the clearance only gone as far as Marvellous Nakamba out to Doughty on the left-hand side. Down the line, looks for Clark, gets there ahead of Norton Cuffy. Been forced towards the corner flag as he sees it out for a corner. First corner of the game, and it goes to Luton just over 4 minutes in. Won by number 18, Jordan Clark, whose last goal for Luton this season came in December. But it looks like he might be turning provider as he's currently stood over this corner kick. The captain, Lockyer, joins from the back into the box. Try and give Luton first blood. Clark with the cross, and it's an in-swinger with the right boot towards the far post. It's headed towards goal. It bundles into the back of the net. Is there a whistle? Tom Lockyer doesn't know if to celebrate because he shouldn't, because the flag's gone up. There's confusion, mass confusion. Tom Lockyer didn't know what to do with himself once the ball had ended up in the back of the net. But the linesman put the flag up. Michael Oliver signalled for an offside. Let's see here, as the ball went in towards the far post, and the header was won by Lockyer. Heads it towards goal. It's bounced in at the far post off Osho. Let's have a look here. The header's played forward, and yes, the right boot of Osho is just offside as he just pounces the ball in the back of the net. I think it's the right decision. I'm pretty sure it is. And the two goal scorers in the second leg against Sunderland combined to get it in the back of the net in the final, but it will be chalked off for offside, and it will be. Just as Tom Lockyer headed it forward, Gabriel Osho was just offside, so the flag rightly was raised and disallowed. But that's the first big chance for Luton, showing how dangerous they can be from set pieces. Because other than the goal he scored, Gabriel Osho, in the second leg to equalise against Sunderland on aggregate, he's also scored another 2 this season, and they both came in 2 victories. So when he does usually score, Luton end up victorious. As it's a Luton throw in their own half with Doughty, tries to clear up the field, blocked by Coventry's number 6 Liam Kelly, the captain. There is Rob Edwards, as I mentioned before, only survived till September at Watford after winning 3, drawing 5 and losing 2 of his first 10 games in the Championship for the Hornets. Coventry give it away again, can't quite find Gyökeres, and it'll roll all the way through to American goalkeeper Ethan Horvath, who's on loan this season from Nottingham Forest. Played 44 of the 46 games this season, keeping 19 clean sheets. 20 if you include the playoff semi-final second leg victory at Sunderland, as it's Osho that time giving away the ball in the Coventry half after some pressure from Gus Harmer. The reason Coventry are here, Gus Harmer, the Dutch midfielder, 10 goals for the season, if you include that winner against Middlesbrough, as he's currently been brought down in the box. Brought down in the Luton half by Marvellous Nakamba for a free kick. And we've got to mention Marvellous Nakamba, brought on loan in January from Aston Villa, and take away the playoffs. He is started in 17. He's played in 17 games, and he's only lost 1 of them, and that was to Burnley. And in the 19 he's played for Luton, he's only lost twice, which is a great record to have for the Zimbabwean international. I think there was a collision off the ball, including a Luton man, Tom Lockyer. It looks like there's movement on the Luton bench. They're not really showing anything at the minute. There's a lot of bodies surrounding. I think it's Tom Lockyer, the Luton captain. I'm not actually sure what happened. It was an off-the-ball incident. He didn't have anything to do with Gus Harmer. And it looks like they're getting Reece Burke ready, the centre-half, on the bench for Luton, the 26-year-old former West Ham man. And it looks serious. The stretcher's out. And it could look like Tom Lockyer's playoff final is over in under 9 minutes. They're not showing any replays, so it may have been a nasty one. I'm not sure if anyone can let me know if you're hearing anything, because this game's on Sky in the UK. If anyone can find out what's happened to the Luton captain here, because it was an off-the-ball incident and the stretcher's on, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to continue. Whatever's happened, it looks nasty. This will be a massive hit, because Tom Lockyer, obviously the captain, scored the winner against Sunderland. He's been so good at the back end of the season in terms of goals. He scored 2 in the last 3 games in the league season against Middlesbrough and Blackburn in game week 45 and 44. Yeah, Reece Burke is going to be replacing the captain. It looks really bad. Stretchers are on and everything, but it was definitely an off-the-ball incident, because he didn't tackle Gus Harmer for that free kick that that was given in the Luton half. So sorry for the confusion, but they're not showing any replays, so it must be that, when they don't show replays, that's when you know it's a pretty grim one. Apologies for not being able to update you all properly on what's happened there. I'm trying to look just to see what has occurred. I'm trying to find if any information's coming out, but I can't find any currently. So I'll try and keep you updated. Are you doing all the playoff games? No, I'm only doing this one because tomorrow I am going to Wembley for Stockport County versus Carlisle. I will be going to Wembley, and then it's too quick of a turnaround. If I wasn't going tomorrow, I would have done the game on Monday, but because I'm out all day tomorrow at Wembley, there's no time to prepare for the game and get my notes done. So unfortunately, this is the only one. I might be commentating on the Europa League final on Wednesday, but just keep an eye out on the channel for that one. As we have had around a 4-minute pause here because Tom Lockyer's gone down for Luton. Off the ball incident, and it'll be gutting to see him go off because Luton has had a goal disallowed around the 5th minute, and Tom Lockyer won the header forward to get it in the net. It was put in the back of the net by Gabriel Osho in the end, but it was disallowed for a rightly given offside. Rob Edwards does look rather concerned, the Luton head coach, formerly a centre-back himself, like Tom Lockyer. Yeah, on the stretch, I'm presuming it's Tom Lockyer. I didn't see him stood up on the pitch. Yeah, he's on the stretcher, he's being brought off, and he'll be replaced by Reece Burke. That's a massive loss for Luton Town. Huge losses. He's met by a round of applause by the entire ground, which is great sportsmanship from everyone because no one wants to see someone go off so early in a playoff final and what looks like quite the serious injury for the Welsh international, who is having to be replaced. The captain's come off, and it'll be Reece Burke to replace him. It was an off-the-ball incident, and they've not shown any replays of what happened, so it must have been a really nasty one for the Welshman. I will try and find out what has exactly happened. Nothing being said at the minute. Yeah, people are asking what's even happened. No one knows. I'm even looking on Twitter and everyone's asking what happened. So as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. As Gus Harmer ends up taking the free kick and it's been put behind for a corner. There was no one around him, Adebayo, and he put it behind. There were shouts given to him, but as he turned around, he let people know that he just couldn't hear the shouts. The ball was just floated in towards the box, and Adebayo, no one around him, and he's just ended up poking it behind for a corner, claiming he didn't hear the shouts from his teammates to leave it, to let it go behind for a goal kick. It's going to be taken here by the left-footed Jake Bidwell for Coventry. In it goes towards the near post. It's a header one, and out for a throw-in for Coventry. Makes up for giving away the corner there, Adebayo, and heads away for a throw-in instead. Mad that back, can't play, but rules are rules. Yeah, Stockport County extended his loan just for the playoffs, and they, in the contract they said, look, you can have him for the playoffs, but he ain't playing against us if you get there. So, it is rules. Rules are rules in the end. As the throwing down the line, looking for number 8, Jamie Allen, has been seen away by Reece Burke, I think, for a goal kick for Luton. It was one of the Luton defenders who saw it out. And there's been a change. Gabriel Osho is no longer right centre-back. It looks like Reece Burke is going to play right centre-back, and Gabriel Osho is going to be playing in the centre of the back three. As Amari Bell sends it forward for Luton. It's a long ball in towards the box. Wilson's hesitated. Morris towards goal. Goal kick in the end. Mass confusion again in the Coventry defensive area as a long ball was put forward by Bell. And it was towards Carl McFadzean, the Coventry captain, who wasn't sure what to do. He didn't know if to head it towards his own goalkeeper or just head it in the air. He ended up just heading it in the air. Ben Wilson half came, half didn't. And in the end it dropped for a chance for Morris. Acrobatically swung his left foot towards goal. He didn't quite catch it sweetly. And if he'd caught it a bit more, with a bit more full contact, might have been more dangerous there for Luton. But it went behind for a goal kick anyway. Showing a little bit of nerves from both sides. 15 minutes in. Will he be a stopper play next season? I'm not sure if he'll be moved on. He's not really had first team football or much of it whilst being a county player. So I don't really know if he's going to be moved on or kept on, because obviously he's had a successful season with Carlisle. As McFadzean heads behind for a throw-in for Luton, deep inside the Coventry half. So just 15 minutes in, we've had the ball in the net in the 5th minute for Luton, but it was disallowed for a rightly given offside. We've had Tom Lockyer as well come off in the 12th minute, the Luton captain, after sustaining a unknown injury so far. As in Panzu puts it in the box, it's deflected off Bidwell. It's another Luton corner, and he's also took the armband as well. Pele Ruddock Impanzu, the man who has been at Luton for a while. He joined in November 2013 on a loan deal till January 2014, so he's on loan for a few months, and then he joined in that January of 2014 permanently from West Ham, and he's been there ever since now for the last 9 or so years. As I flood in the 6-yard box, Luton, surrounding the goalkeeper. It's a left-footed in-swinger. It's a deep one towards the far post, but Ben Wilson catches very nicely, and he tries to send away the attack, sending it forward. And I think Michael Oliver's given a free kick. As Ben Wilson tried to set the ball away quickly up the field, he was shut off by a Luton man, and it affected the kick. Caught well, tried to send it away quickly, but Adebayo got in front of it and blocked it. And in the end, that's going to be a free kick for Coventry City, taken to McFadzean, who sends the ball forward himself. It's a long one up the field, looking for Gyökeres. Header won by Luton. It's fell to Cody Drama. Burke. Nakamba. Bundled to the ground. Free kick for Luton in their own half. Given away by Gus Harmer in the end. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like and subscribe if you are new, that would be much appreciated. We are just over 16 minutes in. It's still 0-0. Be Horvath to take the goal kick, the American. Did make the World Cup squad for America back in the winter. Didn't play any games though, unfortunately. Behind the Arsenal number 2, Matt Turner. Bell. That's the left to Doughty for Luton. 1-2 with Clark. Can't quite keep it in. No, he can't. Throw in for Coventry. Luton have definitely been the better side on the ball in the first 17 or so minutes. I think Coventry are more happy to just sit back and soak up the pressure for the first half or so, possibly. There's Norton Cuffy. Sheaf loses out momentarily, but Coventry have it back. Norton Cuffy again, the right wing back, driving forward. Still going. He lays it off to Gyökeres, who loses out to Osho. Here's Nakamba in the Luton midfield. Left-footed ball forward. It's going to be in behind. Adebayo will give chase, but it'll roll right through towards Ben Wilson, the goalkeeper, in the corner flag. And he's able just about to see behind for a goal kick. Adebayo was chasing with intent. Wasn't able to get there ahead of the Coventry goalkeeper, Ben Wilson. Who was coming as the new number 1. Last season it was the goalkeeper on the bench, Simon Moore, making the appearances. But this season it has been Ben Wilson, keeping 20 clean sheets. 22 in all competitions, because obviously he kept 2 clean sheets against Middlesbrough in the semi-finals of the playoffs. Adebayo picks it up for Luton in the Coventry half and gets it out wide right to Burke. Plays it forward to Impanzu, the number 17, the now Luton captain. Just plays it back to Burke, across to Nakamba. Once more towards the left-hand side to Clark, lays it off here to Amari Bell. On the left foot, he's got the angle for a cross, but plays it out to Alfie Doughty. One-on-one with Norton Cuffy. Works the chance for a cross towards the far post. No one in orange to get there. Drama tries to keep it in on the far right-hand side. He does keep it in, and it's won back by Impanzu. Brought down fairly, says the referee, by a Coventry man. And the Sky Blues look to get forward here. It's number 6, Liam Kelly. Loses possession in midfield. It's Impanzu who overruns it, and Adebayo tries to take over, but he's been tackled by Bidwell. But the clearance from McFadzean hasn't gone far enough. Impanzu in the box, brought down by Morris, and he strikes over the bar. And is that due to a deflection? I'm not too sure. Rob Edwards is getting the Luton crowd going, as I think they've just won another corner. I think they've had 3 so far. McFadzean with the poor clearance. Had a bit of a shaky game, the 36-year-old. And the cross from Mpanzu was a good one towards Morris, who hasn't scored in his last 4. And his shot was going towards goal, but it was deflected over the crossbar. 20 minutes in, still 0-0, but Luton, the much brighter side currently. The ball's going to go in. It's going to be another in-swinger towards Morris. Header won in the end by a Coventry man. Only as far as Nakamba. Works it to Clark. Ball through to Burke in the box. It'll be Doyle to get there first. He's pushed over in the box. So it's either a goal kick or a free kick. But either way, it's going to be a set piece for Coventry. Do you watch F1? Yes, not religiously. I was really into it a few seasons ago. When it was that Verstappen-Hamilton season. But my interest has kind of faded from there a little bit. I do watch the races if they're on. I'm not that knowledgeable on the sport, but I do enjoy it. Obviously Monaco, isn't it, this weekend? And I was just watching qualifying before this game. There's going to be a free kick given to Coventry. It'll be Ben Wilson to take for Coventry. Only the one loss in the last 10 for the Sky Blues. Their last 3 games have been against Middlesbrough as well. They played Middlesbrough on the last day of the season at Middlesbrough, and then obviously they played them twice in the semi-finals. So I think for them it's just nice they're not playing Middlesbrough. And Mpanzu has a strike on the edge of the box. Very tame, very easy for Ben Wilson to save. For Coventry this season, but for both sides, but mainly for Coventry after their 8th game of the season, after game week 8, they were 20th in the league. They didn't win any of... the first win was against Middlesbrough, in fact, in that 8th game. Only one loss in the last 17, 19 if you include the playoffs. Only one loss in 19 for Coventry. Which shows how resolute they are defensively. As Coventry have got the ball forward here, they're looking towards number 8, Jamie Allen, just overhit, and Bell can see it out for a throw in towards the corner flag in the Luton half. Obviously, much of the action has been in the Coventry half. Luton getting forward, attacking. The last time they scored 3 or more goals in a game was 8 games ago for Luton. Against Blackpool on the 10th of April. As Coventry have regained possession. Harmer tries to get it through in the box towards Allen. It's blocked by Luton and cleared in the end. Up the field, in behind, looking for Adebayo. He's been chased down by McFadzean. He flicks it inside, then on the outside of the defender, and he gets around and chops inside again. What a run that is. He lays it off. Clark with the strike! First blood to Luton. Unbelievable goal. Adebayo was the creative spark for Clark to fire home. The Hatters lead. And what a historic day it could be for Luton, and they've started in the best way. Back to front very quickly, and then a split of time, the ball ended up in the back of the net. What a run that was. What a run from Elijah Adebayo, who gave Kyle McFadzean the right run around. The 36-year-old, so much experience. He's looked so nervy these first 24 minutes. He got a ball flicked on the inside, back on the outside, chopped on the inside again, ended up on the deck, and he played it inside in the end. Adebayo to Clark, who's been not bad himself in the opening exchanges in that midfield, popping up in nice pockets of space. Took a touch, sends it away from McNally, who didn't know where he was in the box, and with his left boot, slams it to the near post. No chance on earth Ben Wilson's getting anywhere near that. And after dominating the first 25 minutes of the playoff final in the Championship, it's a deserved lead for Luton. It's 1-0 to the Hatters. That bit of skill from Adebayo, that was unbelievable. Kyle McFadzean did not know where he was. He's had a bad start to the game, the 36-year-old, and that just sums it up. Really does. What a goal. Clark gives Luton the lead. And it's 1-0 in the playoff final. Literally split second. It was from back to front, lifted ball in behind. I think it was by Amari Bell, and then Adebayo did the rest, and Clark came up with the finish in the end. We've played 25 minutes now. Bidwell heads away for Coventry, as far as Mpanzu. Out to Drama, the right wing back. Goes back to the halfway line to Amari Bell. Laid off to Osho. It's now Burke. Clip ball in behind, looking for Carlton Morris. Overhit and can be collected by Ben Wilson, who did sign a contract extension with Coventry for an extra 2 years until 2025 in January of this year. But we know the previous record for Coventry is not great against Luton. They haven't won any of their last 9 against the Hatters. Their last win, don't want to sound like that old, commentator, they were both in League 2 in 2018, but their last win was when they were both back in League 2 in 2018. It's just something about Luton and playing Coventry. They must like it. They enjoy it. They thrive. They win. They don't lose against the Sky Blues. Zachary, sorry that I haven't been here today. No worries. Just glad you're here now. Doing things this weekend, but keeping up with the game. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Glad to see you here. You've got to remember as well, Coventry have not had a shot yet. It's just come up, and they haven't even had a shot. They've been really poor, and it's a really defensive setup. They do play with 3-5-1-1. It's not like a 3-5-2 where they've got 2 up front, because that Jamie Allen is not a striker at all. He's an attacking midfielder. He's only 5'7" as well, so he's not exactly a target man to aim at. As Gyökeres has been sent away on the far right hand side for Coventry, overhit, throwing for Luton in their own half, and he's been starved of service so far. Victor Gyökeres, the Swedish striker, who's absolutely, like, the interest in Victor Gyökeres is ridiculous. The team currently most interested is Brentford. Could be linked with the Tony ban, but they're going to have to pay around 25 million for the Swedish international if they want him, playing his 50th game of the season. Gyökeres, he scored 22 in all competitions. McFadzean clears away for Coventry. Up the field it goes towards Allen. Header won by Nakamba, only as far as Kelly. It ends up to Harmer. Set away by Gyökeres. He's going to keep bursting forward, Harmer. He's in towards the box. He's being seen away by Reece Burke, and it'll be Cody Drama to clear for a Coventry throw-in deep in the Luton half. So a chance to get forward here for the Sky Blues. Good running there from Gus Harmer, the Dutch international. 3 under-20 Dutch appearances in his career for the creative midfielder who's been absolutely fantastic. Gus Harmer, 10 assists this season for him in the Championship. It's Callum Doyle for Coventry. McFadzean out to Callum Doyle on the halfway line on the left-hand side. Plays a ball into the midfield. It's short. It's not a great ball, and it's gone towards Allen, but it's picked up by Luton. It's now with Bell. Driving towards the halfway line. Laid off to goalscorer Clark. Sees a switch on towards the right. Towards Morris on the edge of the box. Header. Gone down to Adebayo. Flicks it towards Morris. It's on Adebayo with a shot, and it's wide. Big chance. And these long balls in the box from Luton are causing a havoc for Coventry. Good ball from Clark. Aiming towards Carlton Morris, who won the header on McFadzean. And it fell to Adebayo, who headed it across to Morris. His first shot was blocked. And it fell to Adebayo, had a bite of the cherry himself, and wide it went. It's a great block from McNally on the Morris shot. Fell to Adebayo, and he just couldn't quite get settled on his feet, and the shot ended up going well wide, and that's a big chance. And Rob Edwards knows it, the Luton manager, but it's great positivity from Luton. They've been great the first opening half an hour, and there's a man down for Coventry. Can't quite make out who that is. It might be Luke McNally, because he did make the block on the it's Callum Doyle, actually, the other centre-half. I think he was involved in making the block for that Carlton Morris shot there in the box. It's just going from bad to worse. But you've got to remember, Luton have had their captain substituted in Tom Lockyer. Came off in the 13th minute after a lengthy spell on the floor. Ended up getting stretchered off. So that ball forward, it's usually Amari Bell on the left-hand side of the defence sending those balls forward. But I think it was Reece Burke in the end who sent it forward for Luton. Adebayo just turned Kyle McFadzean inside out. It was so bad. And in the end, it was a ball inside to Clark, who absolutely smashed it into the back of the net. Top corner, no stopping it. Luton are the team ahead. And I think it was Reece Burke with that long ball forward to set off the attack, I'm pretty sure. It was definitely Jordan Clark who finished it. That's currently Luton taking that step forward into the Premier League. So for Tom Lockyer, it does look worrying. I've got a video here. He was just sidestepping backwards. So I'm gonna have to give an example here. It's a Coventry goal kick. I hope I don't embarrass myself here. Stand up. So he's basically jockeying backwards, side on like that. And he ends up turning backwards and running like that, and then ends up just falling over. Doesn't look like there's anything that serious. It's an off-the-ball incident. It's on Twitter. He literally just falls over. So we're really hoping he's okay. I'll keep everyone up to date with that as Morris gets brought down, but it's the other way around. Apparently Morris pulled down Norton Cuffy in the box there for a Coventry free kick in their own box. Yeah, off the ball. He's just sidestepping backwards, and then, yeah, just falls to the ground. It's very concerning. Sending, best wishes to Tom Lockyer. But slightly concerning, but we're hoping he's okay. It's Ben Wilson on the ball for Coventry. It's a low one. Right up to Gyökeres, who takes it on beautifully. Try to get away from Reece Burke here on the Coventry left. Tries to leave it for Bidwell. Does get it to the left wing back, and it's now with Ben Sheaf. Inside to Kelly. It's now Bidwell again in the Luton half. Coventry not spending much time in that half. And they're quickly back in their own half with McFadzean. It's now with Doyle, who's back on his feet after receiving treatment. He sends one in behind. No one making a run forward for Coventry, and he'll be easily collected by Ethan Horvath for Luton. Not entirely sure where that ball was directed to, because no one in the light blue shirt was near it. Over half an hour in, Luton the much better side, and with the lead as well. Even with Tom getting injured, Luton have been strong. Exactly, they have been very strong, even with the injury. They scored before that when he was on the pitch, but it was disallowed for an offside. And then without him on the pitch, they've been fantastic, Luton, really well drilled. And just look more confident, I think. I think Coventry just looked really nervous and a little bit unsure of what to do. Carlton Morris heads it on from a long ball from Luton. It's dealt with by Coventry. It's a risky ball back to the goalkeeper. It's a bouncing one. He does deal with it and clears with his left boot, but only as far as a Luton throw in the Coventry half. It was a hard one to deal with, though, there for Ben Wilson and Coventry. And the Camber out to Bell, the left centre half. Ball forward to Alfie Doughty. Down the line to Clark. Push to the ground. Throw in, though, for Luton. For Coventry, came off Clark last, the goal scorer. Did win the League 2 title, Clark, with Accrington Stanley back in 2018, when Luton also went up in second place. Ball in, Adebayo with the header, over the bar. Around 10 yards out, the header, always going over the bar. So he has got experience. Clark, in the lower levels, like a lot of these players, so you should play in the likes of League 2 and League 1. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you make sure you can like and subscribe if you are new. Much appreciated. I hope everyone liked the little example I gave of what happened to Tom Lockyer. send the house shaking when I was starting to do the side steps back. Coventry throwing. Taken by Jake Bidwell. Ball out to Luke McNally, the Irish centre-half on loan at Coventry. Oh my word. Nowhere near Norton Cuffy. Really poor ball by the centre half on the halfway line. It'll be thrown for Luton. Just Coventry just looked really nervous. He wins the header though from the throw-in on Carlton Morris and wins it back for his side, McNally. So he makes up for his error. It's now Gus Harmer for the Sky Blues. Plays it to Doyle in the left centre-back position. Ball forward. Flicked up and it's kept by Coventry. It's now Ben Sheaf. A touch out by Burke means it's a Coventry throw-in. Here's Doyle, on loan from Manchester City. Apparently Frankfurt are interested in the young centre-half. Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany. So he has had a solid season for the Sky Blues. Gyökeres on the left-hand side. Can't get around Osho. Or Osho, sorry. His clearance isn't very great. Won back by Sheaf. It's now played to Gyökeres. Loses out to Burke. Down the line it goes towards Adebayo. Deflects and it's a throw-in for Luton in their own half. Still don't think Coventry have had a shot yet in this Championship playoff final. No, Luton have had 8 shots and Coventry have had 0. Quite the worrying stat. I do think they need to bring on another striker if they can. Coventry, they have got Matt Godden on the bench, who did score in the last meeting between the two sides in the 1-1 draw. Reece Burke for Luton. Volleys it forward up towards Carlton Morris. Header won by McFadzean. To Sheaf. Turns beautifully and looks forward. Gets beyond one. Can't get beyond Burke with the slide challenge. Ball does end up dropping to Allen in the end. So now played it to Norton Cuffy, the right wing back. Try to take on Alfie Doughty. Showing him one way, then the other. Still going down the right hand side. It's a good slide challenge in by Doughty. Still battling between Norton Cuffy. The whistle's gone in the end, I believe. Yeah, the whistle has gone. Norton Cuffy just clipping Doughty when he won the ball off him. Free kick for Luton. Ethan Horvath with the free kick. Up it goes towards Morris. He flicks onto Adebayo. Is there a hand used there? Mike Oliver's not seen it. And Bidwell has to clear away for a throw-in. Did look like handball, but Mike Oliver didn't believe it was. Play does continue with Luton in the final third. Cody Drama just has to go back to Reece Burke, who drives forward. Lays it off to Mpanzu. Drama. Back to Mpanzu. On the angle for the cross. In it goes. Comes off McNally and into the arms of the goalkeeper. It was aimed towards Morris, but couldn't quite get on the end of it, the striker. And the ball's been sent away quickly by Wilson, looking towards Jamie Allen, but it's way overhit and it will roll into the hands of Ethan Horvath. Good ball in the end there by Mpanzu towards Morris, but he couldn't quite get the right connection on it. It came off McNally in the end. Long ball forward by Luton again, brought down by Adebayo. He lays it off to Mpanzu on the edge of the box. He strikes, it's blocked by Bidwell. Roll out back to Mpanzu, who had the original shot. And Luton will keep coming forward. Try to break down this Coventry defence. Drama overruns it on the right-hand side. Throwing for Coventry. And a nice throw-in for Coventry to gain because they were under a little bit of pressure there. Gus Harmer on the Coventry left. Plays it forward to Jamie Allen. Good control by the little central midfielder. And he's tackled fairly in the end. And he gains the throw in towards the halfway line. Throwing down the line for Coventry towards Gyökeres. Loses the ball to Reece Burke, who clears only as far as another throw in for Luton. For Coventry inside the Luton half. If I am right to believe, the last Luton Wembley trip was back in 2009 in the EFL Trophy, or as known now as the Papa John's Trophy against Scunthorpe. It was a 3-2 win after extra time. And they're now here 14 years later in the Championship playoff final. Coventry still got the ball on the left-hand side. Gus Harmer, lifted ball towards Allen, loses out, and it's cleared in the end by Mpanzu. Or as far as McFadzean, who just nods it to the left to Doyle in the Luton half. Tries to get a ball in the box towards Norton Cuffy. Loses out in the end to Doughty, and here's Clark for Luton, the midfielder, the goal scorer. Brings it forward, just lays it off to his right to Mpanzu, who slows the game down and plays it to right wing back Drama. It's now back with centre back Osho, sorry. Reece Burke, long ball down the channel, dealt with by Doyle. As far as Mpanzu heads it inside, looking for Marvellous Nakamba. Comes off the head of Clark instead, and Nakamba wins it back for Luton. He's got Doughty to his left, and he'll feed it to the wing back. Beats Norton Cuffy and shoots into the net. But there's been a disallowed goal. The goal's been disallowed. Not sure why though. Luton have had the ball in the net 3 times now, and they've only got 1 goal to show for it. The ball was played out wide left. Okay. So the shot was taken, and it came off Ben Wilson. Have a look. Shot actually came off McFadzean. It lifted over the goalkeeper, and Doyle tried to clear it off the line. And as he cleared it off the line, he cleared it onto the hand of Adebayo. So the goal's been disallowed. But Doughty got ahead of Norton Cuffy there, and his shot was blatted towards goal. It came off McFadzean, lifted up into the sky over the goalkeeper, and as Doyle tried to clear, came off the hand of Adebayo. And again, a rightly disallowed goal for Luton. Like I said, they've had the ball in the net 3 times now, but only 1 goal to show for it. As we're nearing towards the end of the first half, Amari Bell, another long diagonal ball forward towards Morris. Header won by Doyle, only as far as Mpanzu. Out to Drama, the right wing back, ball in the box. Norton Cuffy comes off his knee, and he can deal with it as he gets on the end of his own clearance, and he gets away from Doughty, and he plays it to the right hand side here now to Gus Harmer. Early ball in the box, looking for Gyökeres. Just overhit, but he will retrieve the ball on the far left hand side, the Swedish international. 1-on-1 with Reece Burke. Lays off to Bidwell. It's now with Kelly for Coventry. Bidwell. Back it goes to Doyle as Luton have got their men back in position. Doyle, ball forward. Finds Sheaf. Doyle. Kelly. Bidwell. Sheaf. Into Bidwell again. Good football from Coventry. Gets the ball in the box. Over Horvath. Back post Harmer. What a chance. In the 6-yard box, it was a little bit high. He had to meet it high up there, Harmer, with his right boot, and he blazes over the crossbar. But that's the first shot for Coventry. And it's a big chance. It was great play on the left there. Good 1-2 between Bidwell and Sheaf. Ball went in over the goalkeeper. And Amari Bell, he lost his man in the box, Gus Harmer. As it bounced, he had to lift his right boot high to try and get it down towards goal. Couldn't do so. And in the end, it's a Luton goal kick, and it remains Coventry 0, Luton 1. Big chance for the Dutch international. Coventry's first shot. Luton have already had 10. Marvellous Nakamba caught out in possession. Coventry can get set away here. They've got Harmer to the left. Gyökeres to the right. They've gone to Gyökeres. Back inside to Sheaf. Lays it off. Harmer in the box. Onto his right foot. Edge of the box now. Forced out by Luton players as they've got many men back. Norton Cuffy. Coventry just restart. Oh, short ball there, and it's away now for Luton. Alfie Doughty. He's got Morris to his left. He plays it to the striker. Tries to go inside on Luke McNally, but he's tackled Carlton Morris well, and he wins a goal kick. Big chance for Coventry, but they just lost possession in midfield there. Short ball, and Luton were away. Carlton Morris just couldn't quite get beyond Luke McNally. As Ben Wilson will put it down for a throw. We will get quite a bit of added on time as Tom Lockyer's substitution did take a while as he was on the ground for quite a bit. So I presume we'll get around 5, possibly 5 or 6 minutes of added on time as the ball's been put in the left channel for Coventry. Dealt with by Osho as he was pressured by Gyökeres. The ball's been allowed to bounce and Burke has to deal with it, clearing away from Jamie Allen. And it will fall to Adebayo as he bullies Doyle off the ball. But then he's tackled by Gus Harmer, and it's a throw in for Coventry as it came off Adebayo last. Throw in for Luke Bidwell, former Swansea man, the left wing back. Gus Harmer helps it on. All tries Burke, who clears it forward. Helped forward and in the sky by Clark. All tries Adebayo, who loses out to Sheaf. Cleared down the line by Bidwell. Gyökeres will chase. Dealt with by Burke as he clears it down the line towards Drama. And he goes back to his goalkeeper to Horvath. Good, calm play from the right wing back. 8 minutes have added on time. Wow. 8 minutes added on. Didn't think it was that long. As the ball has been played in behind towards Adebayo, the headers fell only as far as Morris. And Coventry clear as Kelly wins it for his side. And Norton Cuffy will drive away in the Coventry half. Tries to get beyond Nakamba, and he does do so. He enters the Luton half. He's chopped down by Osho. But he keeps going. He's somehow still got the ball, Norton Cuffy. He gets away from Clark as well, and he plays it through to Gus Harmer, who's just about tackled by Drama. And a slight tackle, but I think he's been pulled back in the end for a Coventry free kick. As how Norton Cuffy got through about 12 Luton players. Obviously, I'm joking. There were 11 men on the pitch. He chased away from Morris. He got away from Nakamba and Clark, chopped down by Osho, then got back up onto his feet, and then took Clark on again, and ended up playing it through to Harmer. And in that run, he was fouled in some capacity, and a free kick's been given by Michael Oliver. As Harmer curls it into the box towards the far post. It's well dealt with by Drama. Headed forward by Coventry's number 27, Jay Bidwell. It's now ball inside to Gus Harmer. Plays it forward to Jamie Allen. Can't find Gyökeres. Cleared by Luton. It's looped in the sky. Fall down to Harmer, whose touch is poor, and it's won back by Adebayo. And it's now fell to Mpanzu. As Morris has felt the contact to that big challenge that went on just before Mpanzu picked up the ball. But Luton don't kick it out. They play it forward towards Adebayo in behind. It's chested down and calmly dealt with by Mick Fadzian. He clips it towards Gyökeres. Pulled to the ground. And to the dismay of Osho, he's conceded the free kick. 2 minutes played of the added on time. We've got 8 added on. Yeah, just pulling the back of the shirt of Gyökeres. Rightly given free kick. Yeah, pulling the shirt of the Swedish international. He couldn't let go of it. Gabriel Osho, born in Reading. Spent time in their youth system as well. Contract apparently does expire at the end of the season, but I'm presuming he'll get given an extension. He's been quite the key player in the running. Osho, as the ball's been put in from the free kick. It's headed on once. It's still available for Coventry. Will it drop to the right man? It's been played out to Norton Cuffy on the right-hand side. Still got men in the box. Can he work the space for a cross? Gus Harmer. Norton Cuffy. Back to Harmer again. Left foot, cross, in it goes. And it's well collected by Horvath. But he's collided right into one of his players. And they've already had one player go down. And they've got another one. It might be Reece Burke. I think he'll be okay to carry on. The goalkeeper is also injured. Not quite sure who that other player is down for Luton. I do think it's Reece Burke. Yeah, it is. Ball was put in by Harmer. No sky blue shirt towards it. Reece Burke's back to his feet, and it's the goalkeeper who's come off worse for wear. Ball in. Horvath came as a commanding goalkeeper, but went into his own player, unfortunately. Who of these two sides will do better in the Premiership? Based off this performance alone, probably Luton. They look really well drilled, they look confident, and Coventry just look a little bit lost. So I think Luton would give the Premier League a right good crack, I reckon. As Horvath has been helped back up to his feet by the Luton medical team. That insist the head of medical for Luton is Simon Parcel. As there is the Barnsley manager, Michael Duff, is in the stands. His side plays on Monday, so obviously the Barnsley lot are here early to watch the Championship playoff final. Thanks to everyone who's liking and subscribing. It's a massive help, especially with the channel hopefully growing next season. Next season it will be more or less don't know how to put it. I'm not going to be a full-time YouTuber, obviously. That's ridiculous because I'm not earning money from it. But the commentaries, I will be doing commentaries full-time next season. Like, I want to do 2 or 3 every week. I'm finishing college this year. Will not be going to uni this year. Might be going the year after, but I'm definitely not going next year. So next year is just going to be commentary mad on this channel. So make sure you like, subscribe for next season. I'll be covering loads of leagues, loads of teams, loads of everything. I expect everything next year. It should be a really positive year for the channel in the 2023-2024 season, as we're back underway, and it'll be a Luton ball, a Luton goal kick. We played 5 minutes of the 8 added on, but I think we'll get a few more added on after another stoppage through Ethan Horvath. Goal kick by Horvath, helped on by Burke. The two players who just collided. Morris helps on, as far as McFadzean, who volleys it forward and in behind for Gyökeres. Osho will get there first, but Gyökeres won't give up the chase. Cleared by Osho. But it's won back by Coventry with Liam Kelly, the captain. Plays it out wide right to Norton Cuffy. Try to get away from Clark, and he does do so. But he's met by a slide challenge from Clark, and it's a throw in for Coventry. Deep inside the Luton half. Good work by the number 18, central midfielder, the goal scorer. Separating the two sides so far, Jordan Clark. Scored in the 23rd minute. Norton Cuffy with the throw-in. Heavy touch as he regains it from Clark. And he loses out to Luton, but the clearance is poor. It's now Doyle coming out with it. Tackled way too easily by Nakamba. Is there a counter-attack on for Luton? No, there isn't, because Adebayo's run out of room. And it's a throw-in for Coventry on the halfway line. So just trying to see what's going on with Tom Lockyer, who came off on the 10th, 13th minute, ended up being brought off. Norton Cuffy, ball inside. It's a beautiful ball inside as well. Well kept as well by Kelly. By getting my players mixed up, Jamie Allen. Gus Harmer. Out wide left, it goes to Bidwell. He's got Sheaf in support. He's also gone down the line towards Liam Kelly, who's been bundled to the ground too easily. And play continues with Luton regaining possession with Horvath with the clearance in his own 18-yard box, headed back forward by Harmer, cleared away in the end by Luton. All as far as McFadzean, who nods it down towards Kelly, plays out to the Coventry left, and it's kept in Coventry possession by Doyle. Bidwell inside to Sheaf. He's allowed to turn forward and play the ball forward towards Gyökeres, intercepted by Amari Bell. He brings it forward for Luton, and he plays a ball inside for Adebayo. The flag stays down momentarily. We're in the final third here on the right-hand side for Luton. He's waiting for support. Clark's getting in the box. He takes on Doyle and he falls to the ground, but it's a soft one. It's a continuous of play for Coventry as Gyökeres has been brought to the ground. No foul, says the referee. And it's Alfie Doughty with the ball on the left-hand side for Luton. We have played the 8 minutes of added on time, but we're going to get a few more minutes because there was a collision in the Luton box between the keeper and defender. Doughty still running forward. He's tackled by Sheaf in the end. And the ball's still there to be kept for Luton, but Morris loses out to Kelly. And he clips it in behind Kelly for Gyökeres, who will bring it down, but then he's lost it to Burke. And they need to change something because Gyökeres is just way too isolated up front for Coventry. Unfortunately, their main man. They've only had one shot in this half. Luton have had 10. Too isolated, Gyökeres. As the ball's been played forward towards Morris for Luton. Won by McNally, and it falls to Doyle, who sends it long himself. In behind for Harmer on the right hand side towards the byline. He just about keeps it in. He's been pressured here. Gus Harmer, but he keeps it towards the corner flag on the right hand side for Coventry. And he plays a ball inside towards the edge of the box. It's a poor touch though. And it's a really poor touch from Jamie Allen. And Luton can deal with it and clear. Up towards Morris, who holds it up and can't quite keep it. He's met by a really strong challenge there by Ben Sheaf, but the whistle's gone for half-time anyway. We played 9 minutes of added on time, 54 minutes of that first half, and we're going in at half-time with Coventry 0, Luton 1. It's a quick start for Luton. They had the ball in the net in the 5th minute. A corner swung in towards Lockyer, who headed it forward, and Osho got it over the line, but from the flick on from Lockyer, Osho was offside, so it was a rightly given free kick and a disallowed goal. And then in around the 10th or so minute, Lockyer went down off the ball. It looked like a really serious injury. It looks like he either collapsed or his leg gave way, whichever happened. We hope Tom Lockyer's okay. So that left for a big pause in play. But from there, after the captain coming off, Luton only grew in confidence. They were fantastic the whole half, but especially up towards the 23rd minute when there was a clearance up the field from Luton at the back, and he got it to Adebayo, who really gave McFadzean the runaround. The Coventry centre-back went on the inside, took him on the outside, chopped back on into the inside of the box, where he then laid it off to Jordan Clark, who smashed it home with the left boot to give Luton the lead in the top left corner. And Coventry have really struggled, really struggled. They've had one shot on goal so far, Coventry, and it came through Gus Harmer, who couldn't get over the ball, and he sent it over the bar for a goal kick for Luton. And it's been all Luton. They've had 10 shots compared to Coventry's one, and at half-time it is a deserved lead for Luton, as after 54 minutes played in that first half, it is Coventry 0, Luton 1. I'm feeling a little bit, my head feels a little bit weird. It's very hot. So I'm going to go and quickly get a drink and something to eat, and I will bring it back and we can talk about the first half. So don't go anywhere. I'm literally just going to be gone for just a few seconds, just while I go and get something to eat and drink. So just won't be a minute. There we go. We are half-time. At 1-0 to Luton, they've been the much better side. Coventry have been really poor. Their setup has just not played right. They've played right into Luton's hands. You know, they've completely isolated Gyökeres up front with 3 centre-backs. You know, the fact they're just leaving one up front means that one of the centre-backs for Luton can get up as well alongside the wing-backs. So it's just not worked at all for Coventry, and they're going to have to change it, Mark Robbins, if they want any chance of changing this playoff final to go into their favour. As I mentioned before, I mentioned it a few times, no wins for Coventry in their last 9 meetings against Luton. It's not a team they like to play, and they don't do very well against them. They did get 2 draws against them this season, home and away. They were both draws, 2-2 and 1-1. Something needs to change because Luton look brilliant, and they won the National League in 2014, and it looks like they could be making the Premier League by 2023, which is a ridiculous rise, like nothing that anyone's ever seen before, surely. Still trying to see what exactly happened with Tom Lockyer. It's very hot, and it's a stressful game, so a lot of it might be a lot of people in the Twitter comments are putting it down to like maybe dehydration, sunstroke maybe, because how stressful. There's £170 million on this game. How big that is for 2 clubs like Coventry and Luton. He's the captain. It's very hot. Hopefully it is just a dehydration or sunstroke or just stress or some. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I'll keep you updated when I hear any more news on Tom Lockyer. And as well, he's been so good for Luton as well this season, Tom Lockyer. He's played 39 of the 46 games in the normal season, then obviously scored in the second leg against Sunderland to win the game, to get them to the final. So let's just hope that Tom Lockyer is all okay. Very worrying scenes to be seen on the Wembley field. Going to see if Sky say anything. I think they're currently mentioning it, but I can't hear what they're saying. So I'm hoping they're giving a positive update. Because he was involved with that first disallowed goal, Tom Lockyer. Yeah, he was involved. He headed it on, and Osho put it in the back of the net, but Osho was offside, unfortunately. Everyone's showing concern for the Luton captain today. But I don't want to read any like unofficial tweets or anything, that might not lying, but might, we don't know how true they are. Everyone else seen what happened to Borussia Dortmund as well. Had an absolute nightmare. I was watching a little bit of it. They went 2-0 down to Mainz at home. And then I think they were 2-1 down. Well, Bayern went 1-0 up. I'm reading it here. Bayern went 2-1 up, 1-2-1. But their winner came in the 89th minute. So that must have been devastating for Dortmund. Because if Bayern drew, and then Dortmund could nick an equaliser, obviously the league title was theirs. But by the time Dortmund got their equaliser in the 96th minute, Bayern Munich had already got a winner with Musiala in the 89th minute. So that really went down to the wire that last day. And obviously Bayern's come out victorious of the title on goal difference. Just devastating for Dortmund, isn't it? But when you've got Mainz at home, you can't be going 2-0 down. And the goals are poor as well. The 2 goals are poor. Do you think Stockport will be able to... I really hope Stockport County do the job tomorrow, because I'm going as a fan of them. So I'm really hoping Stockport County do it tomorrow, because I am going to Wembley tomorrow. It'll be my first time at Wembley. I am very excited to be going. So I'm hoping Stockport County can do it tomorrow for my own sake. Because it'd be a bit devastating if they don't, but we'll wait and see. Carlisle are a great team. Strong side. So we'll just have to wait and see. Still can't see anything in particular on Tom Lockyer. They've been doing absolutely fine without him in the first half of this semi-final. The first half of this final, they've been absolutely unbelievable. Luton, they've been real. I don't know if it's Luton doing well or Coventry just not doing great. Who do you think will win this game? This game, Luton, unless anything changes. Unless maybe possibly Coventry change the system, it's going to be Luton, because Luton look fantastic so far. Got loads of shots away and everything. And got the goal as well, which is the most important thing. The second half will be getting underway shortly. Remember, we did play 9 added on minutes in the end because of that Tom Lockyer injury or incident, and then Ethan Horvath and Reece Burke collided for a cross. They both are completely fine, but that added another couple minutes onto the added on time. Obviously, I don't usually eat on stream, but I don't want to. I don't want it to get to extra time, and I'm starving, and my head starts to get a bit, weak. So after a commentary, my head just hurts. Like, it's weird. It just goes really weak, and I need food. It's weird. Happened twice for Derby and not happened for us. Oh God, that is devastating. Going twice. Hopefully you get the win. Which Jack Stretton is really improving a lot. And we had him on loan from you during COVID. I think it was like a month or something. And then you had him back, and he scored quite a few goals. And obviously we've re-signed him from you permanently, and he's been really good. It took a little bit to adapt because we had a strike force of Paddy Madden and Carl Wootton, who were kind of our two forward strikers, and they were doing really well together. So he was finding it hard to get minutes, but Carl Wootton got injured, and then Madden's had injury issues, so he's been playing, and he's been really impressive. He's quick, he's good on the ball, he links play up well, and obviously scored the very important goal last week to get us to penalties. That header from a few yards out. So no, I'm impressed with him. Stockport County fans, we knew of him already, obviously, because of that loan spell we had with him a few years ago during COVID. So we knew what we were expecting, and he's obviously come back an even better player. Because obviously he's progressed over the last few years. Oh yeah, Dortmund. Even if Dortmund had lost and Bayern drew, they would have still won the league, wouldn't they? Because Bayern were 2 points behind. God, that is so bad. The fact that Bayern won it in the 89th minute, devastating, isn't it? Second half is getting underway very shortly, and I'm hoping I get this down quick enough. It's actually so devastating for Dortmund, literally a minute away from winning the league, and then Bayern Munich winning the 89th minute. And especially when they've not won a league in so long, and Bayern just win it every time. And you've got the one chance to do it. Look like there's going to be a change for Coventry. I think they're bringing on the striker they've got on the bench. Matt Godden scored in the reverse game in February in the 1-1 draw. Done. Sorry about that. I feel better. I thought he was a great player with his speed, but he could never break into the squad. He only got one league goal, which took quite well at bicycle against Peterborough. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, he's coming on. Number 24, Matt Godden. Who's going to replace though? He's got to be one of the midfielders, surely.
Yeah.
It is. Jamie Allen, who was kind of playing, as you can see on the team sheet on the left, Jamie Allen was just playing kind of like just in behind Gyökeres, help supporting the midfield, and it was not working. Gyökeres was too isolated, but he's now got a man up there with him in Matt Godden. Signed just about nearly 4 years ago from Peterborough for £750,000. He's got the 8 goals this season in the Championship. 5 of them have come in 2023, and his last one came against Reading in April. And here come Luton, out for the second half, where Premier League glory is 45 minutes away. As it will be Luton kicking from left to right, Coventry from right to left. Both sets of teams will be attacking the end of their supporters. What has Mark Robins said in that commentary changing room to try and spin this game? He's already made one change. Jamie Allen off for Matt Godden. No changes for Luton. They've only made one, and that was Tom Lockyer being replaced early on for Reece Burke. As we're waiting for Michael Oliver's whistle, and he blows, and we're back underway for the second half of this Championship playoff final in 2023. It's Coventry 0, Luton 1. Coventry started off with kick-off. Gus Harmer loses out in midfield, and Adebayo's been caught late. He's about to get set away down the left-hand side, but he was tripped up there by Luke McNally, and he's an early yellow card in the Championship playoff final second half. I think that's the first booking of the game, if I'm not mistaken, as well, for the Irish international. It's a dangerous area for a free kick. Far left-hand side, so it's a good angle for a cross. Was Luke McNally to pick up the booking. The Irishman on loan from Burnley. Ball crossed in. Header won by McNally. In the box. Header away as well as Godden. Helped forward back by Nakamba. Header won by Norton Cuffy. Harmer. Godden. Cleared by McFadzean. Finds Gyökeres. Can't keep it under control and Luton win possession back. With Mpanzu, who has to go all the way back to his goalkeeper. Ethan Horvath. He will send it up the field. Header won by McFadzean at the back for Coventry. Finds Ben Sheaf. Kelly. Clip ball to the right hand side looking for Godden. Cut out by Amari Bell. Doughty gets inside to Nakamba. It's now Clark. Lifted ball in behind for Morris. On the left hand side of the box. Tight angle. So decides not to shoot. Cuts it back instead to Adebayo, who strikes. It's blocked. But I think the flag's gone up for an offside on Morris as the ball was played through by Clark. Carlton Morris had just straight offside. The 27-year-old striker. Best scoring season for Carlton Morris this season with 20 goals. His previous best in the season was for Hamilton Academic in Scotland. He got 8 goals in 32 games in the 2015-2016 season. So he's had a massive, massive increase of what he usually gets in terms of goals this season. Carlton Morris as Ethan Horvath tried to play a ball through to Amari Bell. And his pass to him was blocked by a sliding Gus Harmer. And the ball's gone behind for a goal kick. But the Americans got away with that. It was a short ball by Bell. And he tried to play it back towards the centre-back there, Horvath. And his pass has just come off the studs of Gus Harmer. But very fortunately for the American goalkeeper, it's gone behind for a goal kick. As well, even though there was a league double this season of draws, the season before Luton did the league double over Coventry, a 5-0 home win and a 1-0 away win. It was the first league double that Luton had done on Coventry since 1987. I do like this fixture, the Hatters. As Coventry come forward with the ball, it's Liam Kelly, the captain, the midfielder, plays it forward to Doyle, who's got forward from the back, been chased down by Morris, lays it off to wing back Bidwell in the final third, back with Doyle. Left-footed cross, it deflects, it's a corner, and I think it's the first one for Coventry. Pretty certain they've not had one yet. I think it's their second of the game. Won by Doyle. A much better start for Coventry in terms of actually getting up the field. They've got all the centre-halves up there. McFadzean's up there. Doyle's up there as well. Presuming McNally will be in the box as well somewhere. Be Gus Harmer, in-swinger, near post, helped on. Still alive, goal kick. I think it was put behind in the end by McFadzean, the captain. 36-year-old, I think he was the one who got the last touch to see it out for a goal kick. Yeah, Carl McFadzean, born in Sheffield, the captain, was in the Sheffield United Academy as well. And his brother, Callum McFadzean, does also play for Wrexham as well. Obviously, they've had title success this year in the National League. Ethan Horvath with the goal kick towards Drama. It's a good header won by Bidwell, and it sends Gyökeres in behind. Looking, Osho, mix up between him and Horvath. The ball's available in the box, but Amari Bell will get there first, and he can clear away. All as far as Norton Cuffy, as the Coventry fans are up for this game now. Ball inside. Sheaf. Kelly. Sheaf gets the return. Norton Cuffy tries to be found by Sheaf, but he stopped his run. And the ball goes behind for a throw-in right on the corner flag, so Coventry can push up here. Bit of a mix-up there, though, between Horvath and Osho. That's two mix-ups now. He's had at the back in the second half. One with Amari Bell and now with Osho. Osho tried to see the ball back towards Horvath. Horvath came sliding in. It came off Osho in behind the goalkeeper. And Gyökeres, it was just too heavy. It came off Gyökeres last. And it went towards goal. Bell could clean up in the end. Thank you everyone who is liking. Much appreciated numbers here. As Burke slams the ball away on the edge of the box for Luton as Coventry try and get forward. McFadzean helps it forward again with a header. Brought down by Sheaf. Away from Morris. Ball in behind looking for Norton Cuffy. It'll be seen out by Bell. Good defending by the left centre half. Because Norton Cuffy was really pressing him from behind there. And he's done well. Amari Bell. Jamaican international. Made 9 appearances for his national team. Made his debut in March 2021. Amari Bell. 300 plus appearances between League One and Championship for Amari Bell. He's now at the age of 29, the Jamaican. Horvath with a goal kick up towards Morris. Header won by Doyle. And by McNally, sorry. Falls to Godden. 1-2 with Gyökeres. Still with Godden. Tripped and fouled by Alfie Doughty. And that'll be a free kick for Coventry. Deep inside. Quite far away from the box. So it's not really a chance for a cross. They take it short. Kelly. Ball out wide. Looking for Gus Harmer. It'll be Bell to get there first. But he's got Harmer right behind him. Towards the corner flag now, Bell. Clears it. All as far as Norton Cuffy, who heads it inside. Looking for Sheaf. Falls in the end to Kelly. Gets ahead of Impanzu. But he then regains it, but then he loses it. Big tackles going in. Eventually falls to Gyökeres. Harmer. Kelly on the edge. Decides to strike. Gets way under it. Goal kick. Really poor strike that. From Liam Kelly. His contract's up at the end of the year, the Scotsman. And there was a lot of midfield battling going on there, and it eventually did drop to the captain after a big slide challenge from Rhys Burke and a nice little pass from Gus Harmer. But it was always going over the crossbar there from the number 6. Horvath with the goal kick. It's a long ball forward. Header won by Bidwell, the Coventry left wing back, towards Godden. There's been another collision there between two Luton centre backs. Rhys Burke in the walls again, and with Gabriel Osho. Just both went for the same ball and both collided. Luton Town have tweeted, "We are able to report that after collapsing on the pitch, Tom Lockyer has been taken to hospital for further tests. He is responsive and talking to his family who are with him." So that's good news to hear. He's responsive, he's talking to family, and he collapsed on the pitch. Just really hoping that it's just some kind of maybe, sunstroke or just dehydration because it's a very hot day. Let's just hope for something like that. But the good job is that he is responsive. And for him, I think he'll be very glad that his team are also winning as well. And that happened once he'd gone off the pitch. See, that was the Luton Town tweet as well, which is fantastic to hear. So just had a stoppage after the collision between Osho and Burke. No stretcher needed for either player. Just both went for the same ball in the end. There's a restart with Ben Wilson in the Coventry goal. Both players back on the field as well for Luton Town. It's rolled out to Callum Doyle. High ball. Looking for Matt Godden. Header won by Burke. Tried to be helped on by Nakamba, but it's been picked up by Kelly. It's Gyökeres. Outside the box, looking for Godden. Pass intercepted by Bell. It's now in Luton possession again with Cody Drama. Tries to go long. It's blocked by Bidwell. And Gyökeres gets it to Bidwell. Here's Gyökeres again, the Swedish international, one-on-one with Drama. Gets beyond him Panzu. And Nakamba. But it's cleared in the end by Osho. As far as McFadzean, the Coventry centre-half, who nods it out wide left to Doyle. Ball inside to Kelly. Back to McFadzean. And he looks to the right-hand side to Gus Harmer. Crosses the halfway line into the Luton half. Out to Norton Cuffy. One-on-one with Doughty. Cross gets put in towards Godden. It's had to be helped behind by Bell. Corner kick for Coventry. 10 minutes into the second half. It's been much better from the Sky Blues. Putting a little bit of pressure on the Hatters now. Looking for the equaliser. Only one goal behind. These two sides aren't known for scoring. Coventry scored 58 in the normal season, and Luton only scored 57. But the defensively, both teams were so good. Goal kick from the corner. Header was won by Luke McNally, but he headed over the bar from 6 yards out. Yeah, both teams not really known for their goal scoring. Definitely more known for how good they are defensively. Luton have the upper hand with the goal, breaching the Coventry back line. Horvath with the goal kick once again. Up towards Morris. Wins it, but only as far as Sheaf. Slams it forward. Looking for Gyökeres. Tries the touchdown, but it's been seen out. No, it hasn't. That's got to be Coventry throwing. Oh, he's given a free kick. Reece Burke and Victor Gyökeres were battling for the ball, and it came off Burke last, and that was going to be a Coventry throwing, but there's a bit of contact, a bit of pulling and shoving, but I don't think there was enough for a free kick there. Michael Oliver did. It's a free kick for Luton in their own half. Needed to be won that as well because Burke was under pressure. He's about to concede the throw-in. Cody Drama long throwing down the line. Won by Doyle. As far as Morris, who helps it forward. McFadzean will give chase for Coventry. It'll be a throw-in for the Sky Blues. Couldn't be kept in by Carl McFadzean. To spend a bit of time out this season in December and January with an injury. Picked up 11 yellow cards, McFadzean, in the normal season in 35 games played. Long throwing by Bidwell, cut out twice by Burke. And he helps it forward towards Adebayo. Loses out in the end, and McFadzean clears up high in the Wembley sky. Godden helps on, only as far as Jordan Clark for Luton on the halfway line. He goes back to Bell. Once more to the goalkeeper, Horvath. He's been chased down by Gus Harmer, but he's able to clear first time. Towards Adebayo, wins the flick on towards Morris, cleared by Doyle. And as far as Nakamba on halfway, Luton in possession again. Drama, forward to Morris, lays it off to Panzu. Here's pass cut out by Sheaf, and well, won back by Coventry with captain Liam Kelly. Plays it to the right to Gus Harmer, who's drifted just to the right hand side. Plays a ball forward, looking for Gyökeres. Comes off Reece Burke and heads it back to his goalkeeper. Well collected by the American. Definitely a better start to the half, though. Definitely better than the first half here from Coventry City. Only 4 wins in the last 10. For the Sky Blues, their last loss was 10 games ago against Stoke at home, where they were beaten 4-0. Bit of a freak result for Mark Robbins' men. As Norton Cuffy can't keep the ball in play on the far right-hand side. Luton throw. It's going to be a Luton throw-in. This is the 47th meeting as well between the two sides in history. And as I was looking past at the back, in the first few fixtures between these two sides, the first one is in 1908, so this is how far back I've gone. Luton free kick here on the left-hand side. It's quite far forward as well. Good chance for a cross. I'm going to finish this point because it's always interesting. In the first 5 fixtures between these two sides, there was 33 goals. The first game between the two sides was a 6-1 Coventry win. And then there was a 5-2, 6-2, 4-1 and 4-2 in the first 5 fixtures, between the first 5 meetings between these two sides. So historically, back in the early 1900s, there's goals in this fixture, but not today, unfortunately. We've only had the one so far. We're just under an hour in. So Luton free kick on the left-hand side. Doughty's over it. Crosses. Far post towards Morris, who did get on it. But I think there's a free kick given, maybe a push from Morris as he tried to win the header. But Coventry survived the set piece. Something that Luton are very dangerous with. Set pieces. It's now Coventry in possession. A team who last played in the Premier League back in 2001, where manager Gordon Strachan couldn't keep them up. They were once a mid-table Premier League side. Coventry finished the highest position they ever finished in the Premier League was 11th in the 1993-1994 season and the 1997-1998 season. And in that 97-98 season, their top goal scorer was Dion Dublin with 18 goals as well. He spent 5 years at Coventry. They're now homes under the Hammer host, which I still can't wrap my head around when I see Dion Dublin, but Coventry had a lot of success as well at Wembley. 1987, they won the one and only FA Cup against Tottenham, 3-2. Obviously won the Football League trophy in 2017 against Oxford. League One champions in 2020, won the League Two playoff in 2018 against Exeter. So they have had successful times as of late, hence why they're in this position, Coventry, and obviously it goes without saying with Luton Town, who spent 2014 to 2018 in League Two. But that 17-18 season, they got promoted from League Two and then won promotion from League One after that as well. Burke keeps possession for Luton in his own half, plays it forward to Morris, who spins and turns nicely, plays a ball through towards Adebayo, over hit and can be cleaned up and kept for Coventry by Kyle McFadzean. He's got it in his 18-yard box, plays it forward to Kelly, who's allowed to turn forward. Got options right and left. Just lays it off to his right to Sheaf as we're still in the Coventry half. We now enter the Luton half. As Sheaf still has it, being pressed by Mpanzu. Plays a ball inside to Gyökeres. Holds it up, plays it back to Kelly. Norton Cuffy keeps it with Kelly on the far right hand side on the halfway line. Ball inside to McNally. He's got Doyle to his left and he plays it to him. Good play this from Coventry to keep possession. Doyle from afar. What on earth is that? Genuinely, from around 35 yards out, the youngster Callum Doyle, 19 years old, on loan from Manchester City, decides to hit an absolute pile driver from a range where he's never going to get it even on target, and that was rightly, the right outcome. Absolutely nowhere near. What a waste that is. They're doing some good play there as well, Coventry keeping the ball, but then he just goes and blasts it over the crossbar like that. Does have playoff success as well, Callum Doyle, even though he's only 19. He was at Sunderland last year and he won the playoffs with them in League One. Didn't start any of the 3 games in the playoffs, but did feature in all 3. Coventry have the ball back, dispossessing Jordan Clark and Mpanzu. It's a long ball forward, header won by Bell. Out towards Doughty, the left wing back, can't quite keep it in. Coventry throw in the Luton half. Still the 1 goal, separating the two sides. Ball forward. Godden will give chase. Doughty will get there in the Luton corner flag, but he's been pickpocketed there by Matt Godden, all as far as a Luton throwing, couldn't quite keep it in. The striker brought on at half time to give Gyökeres more support up front. back in Coventry possession on the halfway line with Doyle. Driving forward. He's got Bidwell to his left. He'll play it to the wing back. Down the line to Gyökeres. Keeps it for Coventry. Good play from the Swedish international. Bidwell tries the 1-2 with Sheaf. But it's won back by Luton. And the attack's on. Morris goes inside to Clark. Options to his right. He goes back to Morris again. On the right-hand side. Crosses it. Blocked by McNally. And it's a corner for Luton. Good counter-attack that from the Hatters. Breaking quickly. Winning a set piece. It was well won back there by, I think it was Adebayo, the striker, doing his defensive work. And then Clark had Morris to his right and Mpanzu to his left. He went to Morris on his right. Then Morris crossed, looking for Mpanzu, who'd made a run inside, but was blocked by McNally. And it'll be a Luton corner. "25 minutes to go. One goal to the good. The Hatters have got the Premier League in their sights. It's nearly in touching distance. Doughty, in-swinger, header by a Coventry player. Kept alive by Clark for Luton. Back out to the corner taker, Doughty. Poor ball, headed away at the near post. Towards Gyökeres, who wins it. He plays it back. Sheaf on the left. Plays down the line for Gyökeres. Is he onside? The flag will stay down in the final third on the left in the box. Pulls it back. Harmer for Coventry. And there's the equaliser. The Sky Blues are back in it. They've had a much improved second half and they've now got a goal to show for it. The hero of the semi-final against Middlesbrough is now the hero in the final against Luton. Gus Harmer scores again. The Dutchman is flying with goals. Luton had just lost their dominance within the game after the break. Coventry looked much improved, getting forward with two up front, having more to aim for, more to play off. And as a ball was played down the left channel, Gyökeres got onto it. They were backing away. Bell wasn't putting a foot in. He allowed Gyökeres to pull it back to Harmer, who was galloping forward. And as the Swedish international laid it across, right in on the edge of the box, opens up the body, right foot, places it beyond the Luton goalkeeper, takes a deflection off Osho. But Coventry won't care. It's the Sky Blues 1, the Hatters 1. Coventry are back in it at Wembley. What an equaliser. You could probably say it's deserved because they have been a lot better this second half, Coventry. They were very poor in the first half. Only had one shot on goal. But that shot has got them an equaliser. 11 goals for the season now for Gus Harmer. And Coventry are breeding confidence. How many players will stay with the club when promoted? Well, exactly. It depends how many you can retain. You know, quite a few players are on loan at these clubs. See if they can keep them. You know, a lot of changes at lower levels. I don't think people in the Premier League realise, especially the lower league, you know, the lower down you go in the leagues, the more your club, you know, the more your squad changes every season. It's ridiculous. You know, you nearly have a new starting 11 every time. But I think clubs like Coventry and Luton, I think you want to try and keep your core players that get you to the position you're in. So if they do get promoted, they'll be looking to try and keep their main talents. But what a little counter-attack that is. Both goals have just come from balls down the left channel, down the same end. Gyökeres also set up Gus Harmer for the goal to win the game against Middlesbrough in the semi-final. And he's done the same again. 1-1. 22 minutes to go. Could we have extra time? Luton yet to register a shot in the second half. As Gyökeres picks it up in the midfield for Coventry. Pass intercepted by Nakamba. Drama. Feeling the pressure. Could have easily took many touches, but decided to try and clear it the first time and sliced it. Throw for Coventry on the halfway line. It's what we like. Drama in the playoffs. Luton, I think, are going to look to make a change, and I think it's going to be a one player. I didn't want to come on because his name is a nightmare to try and pronounce. It's Fred Onyedinma. Fred Onyedinma looks to be coming on for Luton shortly, possibly. Luke Bidwell for Coventry. He uses that throw-in to get it to Gyökeres, who holds it up, getting away from the pressure of Osho. Has to go back to his captain, McFadzean. Plays it out wide left. Falls to Doyle eventually. Shrugs off Clark, tries to play it forward. Blocked off by Drama. And the wing-back looks to set away Adebayo. He's got McNally to try and beat, but he can't beat him. Ben Wilson spills, but just about is able to recollect. And he can calm it down for Coventry. It's getting intense now at Wembley. The second largest stadium in Europe, holding a maximum of 90,000. Gus Harmer with the clearance in the Coventry half will fall to Cody Drama. Nowhere near a light blue shirt. A little bit more calmness in the game after that goal. Luton just keeping the ball at the back with Amari Bell. Goes to Gabriel Osho, who only recently is 2021 season. He was having loan spells at the likes of Rochdale and Yeovil in the lower leagues. Now he's the starting centre back at Luton in the Championship playoff final. So Amari Bell's having a good run here. Plays it into Adebayo, loses balance. Means Coventry can pick up possession in their own half. Carl McFadzean's had a much improved game since around the half an hour mark where he was skinned by Adebayo. But his ball forward's poor and it's picked back up by Osho. By the way, as well, just a little side point. What do we think of the shirt, by the way? It's absolute beauty, I think. I'll let you know if anything happens in the game. Look at that. Marley international shirt. What a shirt that is. A little number on that. Gotta love that, surely. Luton are getting forward with Impanzu. On the left-hand side, he's going to be tackled by Norton Cuffy. Good work from the right wing-back. Here's Kelly, the captain for Coventry. Long ball forward, can't quite aim it towards either of the strikers up front. And they'll roll through for Luton to start again from the back. Burke. Right centre-back for Luton, brought on early for Tom Lockyer, Reece Burke. Did win the League One title, Reece Burke, with Hull the season before he joined Luton back in 2021. McFadzean clears away for Coventry. Matt Godden will give chase. Osho needs to deal with it. He brings it down, but then he fouls Matt Godden. Osho got the touch down, but the touch went ahead of Godden, so then Godden got his body across the ball as it was in front of him, and Osho went through him. Wins the free kick on the right-hand side. Not quite the angle for a shot, but a tasty angle for a cross. Like I say, Osho got the first touch down, but he went across to Godden, who got the second touch ahead of Osho, and he brings him down. Coventry look more confident. They had a very shocking first half, but the second half has been so much improved. Gus Harmer over it. The man who scored the equalizer in today's game. The man who scored the winner against Middlesbrough in the semi-final second leg. Right-footed outswinger. Cross goes in towards McFadzean. And he goes all the way through. On the far right-hand side, it could be kept in as well by Luton. And Adebayo. He tries to clear it forward. Comes off a Coventry man. And Coventry have the ball back. Falls to Gyökeres on the left-hand side. Doyle in support. Feeds it to him. Back to Gyökeres. Ball forward. All the way through. In the box! Shot over the bar. Fell to Godden. He was able to spin and shoot. But just lifted it over. Great ball from Gyökeres. Wasn't to his intended target. I think he was trying to find Ben Sheaf. But he went just behind him and went through to Godden, who was allowed to spin and shoot. Luton just look a little bit dismantled at the back. Really feeling the pressure. Matt Godden, who scored in the last fixture between these two sides, couldn't quite score in this one. Over the bar it went. Ball forward, header won by Norton Cuffy for Coventry. Headed back forward by Burke towards Impanzu, who loses out to Sheaf. Headed forward by Harmer towards Gyökeres. He wins the second one. Harmer illegally, as Harmer's gone down hurt as he landed. This might not be good news for Coventry. He went for the first header, which he won. Then he was headed back towards him by a Luton man. He went for the second header, and I think he went with a bit of brute force. And I think he landed awkwardly as he fell. But he's conceded the free kick. It'll be a free kick for Luton. And they don't want Gus Harmer staying down. because he's the one who scored the goal and the one who is just unbelievable. Creatively and attacking, creatively and scoring the goals. Gus Harmer has got it all. So we have a little break. 16 minutes to go, plus added on time. As Gus Harmer gets some treatment. Here's the goal again. Ball down the left-hand side to Gyökeres. And yeah, it just wasn't closed down quick enough by Amari Bell. And he pulled it back to Gus Harmer and literally on the white line of the 18-yard box, he was able to shoot towards the far post and put it in the back of the net. Took a slight deflection off Gabriel Osho, which definitely helped it in. It possibly could have been saved by Ethan Horvath if the deflection hadn't took place. But Coventry fans will not care one bit that it took a deflection. Their team's back in the playoff final. Luton fans devastated, and Luton have had a shocking second half. I still don't think they've had a shot. Much better from Coventry. As soon as they put two up front at half time, I think it's his ankle, by the way, Harmer, that he's struggling with as he landed after that header, which isn't great. It's always, never great viewing when you get an awkward landing. Hopefully, he doesn't have to come off. He's back on his feet. The number 38 joined Coventry back in July of 2020 for £1.6 million. He spent a bit of his early career at Feyenoord. Was there from 2011 to 2018. Born in Brazil, but represents the Netherlands. Well, did represent the Netherlands at under 20s level. He's not quite had any further call up now at the age of 25. He's hobbling towards the sidelines. Let's hope he's able to continue. He went for that header on Nakamba. He wins the header on Nakamba, and as he's in the air, his foot is dropping. It just takes a slight nick off Nakamba, and it makes it land like that. On its side. It's a nasty one, that. It's so accidental as well from Nakamba. Obviously, he was just falling to the ground as well. Don't know if Harmer will be able to continue. I'll let you know. He's back on. I think he's going to try and run it off, but I don't know how long he'll continue. Throw in for Luton. Pass from Reece Burke, intercepted by Liam Kelly. Yeah, he's moving on it very gingerly. The Dutchman, the goal scorer. Hopefully he's able to continue. Here's Cody Drama with a throw-in for Luton. Nakamba. Back to Drama. Goes across to Amari Bell on the halfway line on the left-hand side. Which side will take the victory? Diagonal ball in the box towards Morris. Tries to head it downwards. And he does do to Mpanzu. Lays off to Drama. First time crossing the box. It's dealt with by Sheaf and helped on by Bidwell. Down the Coventry left channel. Reece Burke will pick it up for Luton and go back to his goal. Go back to Gabriel Osho. He will drive forward the centre-back and play it out to the left-hand side to Alfie Doughty. Lifted ball inside, looking for Morris. Flicks it on towards Adebayo. Volleyed away by McFadzean. Well, as far as the head of Reece Burke on halfway. And he heads it forward to Cody Drama. Diagonal clipped ball in towards the box. And it's Adebayo who jumps for it, but it's caught by Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson, positive season. It's the second most appearances he's had in one season. And Gus Harmer has gone down again. And it looks like the Dutchman, probably Coventry's best player, along with Victor Gyökeres, is going to have to come off in the playoff final. He's got a contract until the end of 2024. So he's going into the last year of his contract. Leeds were interested in him. I think there'll be a lot of Premier League clubs interested in him if Coventry don't get promoted. And he's going to be replaced by Casey Palmer, number 45 for Coventry. Casey Palmer has been injured since March with a hamstring tear. He's not had many minutes at all. He scored 3 this season. He struggled last season as well with a knee injury at Bristol City. So I don't know how fit Casey Palmer really is. And Gus Harmer is going to have to come off. So we've had Luton lose their captain centre-back, Tom Lockyer, in the 10th minute. One of their more key players. And now Coventry, in the 80th minute, are losing one of their key players in Gus Harmer. The goal scorer got the equaliser. He's had to come off. Landed awkwardly on his ankle after winning the header against Nakamba. And he's replaced by Casey Palmer, the Jamaican, as he is met with an embrace from his manager, Mark Robbins. He'll know how much of a loss this is. Mark Robbins, you might just not say it to him right now, but that's a big miss. But Casey Palmer is not a bad replacement at all. Bags of experiences. He's got 163 championship appearances under his belt. Coached previously under Gareth Southgate as well for the England under-21s in 2016. And we're back underway. 10 minutes to go. Plus added on time. Callum Doyle, forward for Coventry. Gyökeres, short ball to Bidwell. Luton have possession, but they lose it. Jordan Clark, the goal scorer, misplaces a pass towards Mpanzu. And it's a throw-in for Coventry, who have looked the much better side in the second half. Bidwell throws it to Sheaf. Gets the return. Back to Sheaf again. Towards Bidwell. Intercepted by Nakamba, making his 20th appearance for Luton. Nakamba in his previous 19, he's only lost twice. Bidwell with the throw-in. Had a playoff heartbreak himself not long ago when Brentford got promoted, beating Swansea at Wembley. Throws it to Casey Palmer. Down the line it goes to Gyökeres. Far left-hand side, everything to his right. Tries to drive inside past Reece Burke. Tackled by the centre-half, and Luton can clear down the line through Cody Drama. But again, it'll be a throw-in for Coventry. Luton just can't keep possession, and they've not. Still don't think they've had a shot this second half. Luton Town. Bidwell throws it down the line to Gyökeres. Keeps it, plays it through into the path of Palmer, and loses out to Nakamba, but only as far as Godden, who works it to the left to Bidwell. Palmer on the edge of the box, twisting, turning. The number 45, returning for the first time since March. Left-footed ball into the box towards the far post. There's no shirts in light blue attacking it. And it'll go all the way through for a throw-in for Luton on the opposite side. It's a throw-in for Alfie Doughty. See how much of a loss Tom Lockyer has been in this second half for Luton. They've really struggled. It's a little bit of lack of leadership at the back, really. They've been a bit erratic at times. Nakamba in midfield for Luton in their own half. Clark loses it to Norton Cuffy. Plays a ball inside. Coventry building. Coventry with a chance. Gyökeres, ball through to Sheaf. Cuts back. But there's an offside flag. Gyökeres, I think, was offside as he was played through, I think. And Luton set off quickly with Jordan Clark. Enters the Coventry half on the left-hand side. Adebayo's up there. Morris is up there. Goes down the line towards Adebayo. And McFadzean is able to kick it behind for a corner. Try and stop the ball from going in behind. He's had to kick it behind for a set piece. Luton will look to make the most of this. You feel like they have to make the most of this because they're struggling in this game now. It's going to be an in-swinger from the goal scorer Jordan Clark. The big boys are up there for Luton. In-swinger. Header won by Coventry. Goes towards the far post where it'll be recollected by Gabriel Osho. Nakamba. Across it goes and back to the halfway line to Cody Drama. Sends it back towards the left-hand side where the corner was taken to Clark. Header won by McNally. And a throw in for Luton. And a change for Luton. Number 23, Fred Onyedima will be replacing... Can't make out that number. The left wing back, Alfie Doughty. So the left wing back is being replaced by centre attacker midfielder Fred Onyedima. So the Nigerian will be coming on for Luton, replacing the wing back. I think it'll be a like for like change. I think Onyedima will be playing left wing back as he's throwing. He's got Clark away on the left, gets a cross in. Header won by Coventry man, and Sheaf can help away with the left boot. Up towards Gyökeres, and he holds it up nicely for Godden, who keeps it alive himself on the halfway line for Coventry. Luton get men back. There's still Godden on the right-hand side. Down the line it goes, but no one's made a run. It's back in Luton possession. 6 minutes to go. What's added on time? It's a close game. It's a big game. £170 million on the line. Ethan Horvath for Luton made the 6 championship appearances last season in Nottingham Forest's campaign where they were promoted through the playoffs. Nakamba. Out it goes to the left-hand side to Onyedinma. One-on-one with Norton Cuffy. Tries to go around the outside of him on the left. It does get there with a pull back towards Clark. Dealt with by Kelly of Coventry. And Sheaf can bring it away on the right-hand side. His clearance is blocked by Jordan Clark, and it's a throw-in for Coventry. Luton starting to go back into the game once again. Five minutes to go. Who will make that jump to the promised lands of the Premier League? Have a throw in for Luton now in the Coventry half. Both sets of players are starting to tire a tad. Coventry winning back from the throw in, not kept well by Luton. Cleared long by Coventry, and it'll be Gyökeres to give chase. Got Osho to try and pressurise, but he's dealt with it well, the centre-back, getting it back to his goalkeeper. Cleared first time from Horvath. Header won by McFadzean. Finds Casey Palmer, who chests down. Again, twinkled toes, good feet to keep the ball away from Reece Burke. Tries to play Matt Godden. Loses out momentarily as the ball rolls to Gyökeres. McFadzean on halfway. Another ball in behind. He finds Godden. Is he onside? Flag stayed down. It's now Casey Palmer on the far left-hand side. In the box, tries to go towards the byline. Can't get around Reece Burke. Goal kick for Luton. Good defending from Reece Burke, formerly of West Ham. Joined at the age of 9 in 2003 and stayed till 2018. Actually has 5 Premier League appearances to his name, Reece Burke, for West Ham back in 2014, 2015. Both sets of fans very, very nervous. Nail-biting stuff, quite literally for some of the fans. They can't take it as the ball's gone forward for the goal kick. Carlton Morris again wins the header. Falls towards drama, but he loses out to Luke Bidwell. And Coventry have it with Liam Kelly, but that's only for a foul done by Bidwell on Nakamba. And it'll be a free kick for Luton on the halfway line. Well won by marvellous Nakamba. Man who left Zimbabwe for France in 2012 to grow his career in Europe. Cody Drama's first cross is blocked by the back of Liam Kelly. And it's cleared by Liam Kelly up to Godden, who lays it off to Casey Palmer. Ball forward towards Gyökeres. I think he thighs it down beautifully to Matt Godden on the left-hand side. On the edge of the box. Plays it to Gyökeres. Can he turn and shoot on the edge of the box? He can turn. He can shoot. It's deflected and it takes all the weight off the shot. And it's easily caught by Ethan Horvath. And Coventry survive. But that's good skill from Gyökeres to create the space. He had Osho on his back. But a nice little chop was able to give him the room for the left-footed strike. But the shot was blocked by Burke and it was an easy catch in the end. Still 1-1. Long ball forward by Luton. Header won by McFadzean again. Much improved. He had a really bad first 25 minutes. A 36-year-old centre-back, but he's been fantastic this second half for Coventry. Clip ball in the box towards Adebayo. Wins the chested touch, but he's offside. Free kick for Coventry on the edge of the box. Played forward towards Godden. Loses out to Bell. Great touch from Clark. He drives away for Luton, the goal scorer. Can he keep away from the pressure of Sheaf? He can on the edge of the box. He still kept it. He lays it off to Mpanzu. Works it wide right to Drama. Chance for a cross. The cross goes in towards the far post. And it's had to be helped behind by Norton Cuffy. And it's a corner kick for Luton and the fans erupt. It's a big chance right near the edge of right near the end of the game. It was a good ball out from Mpanzu to find Drama. It was a decent ball towards the far post, but it was Norton Cuffy who had to touch it behind to keep it away from Fred Onyedima. And Fred Onyedima. Got there in the end. As the Luton centre halves make their way in the box. They've also got two tall strikers in Adebayo and Carlton Morris. It's going to be an in-swinger from Jordan Clark. It's a curling high one and it's past everybody. And can it be kept in by Adebayo? It can, but he's met by a strong challenge from Bidwell. Throwing for Luton. Poor corner, really. Should have done so much better with that. It was so deep that it was absolutely near no one in the end. It's Cody Drama with the throw-in. Throws it to Reece Burke. Gets it to Drama again. He's got quite a bit of room for the cross here. Blocked by Bidwell. Loops in the sky. Drama helps it onto Mpanzu. Luton still have the attack alive. Finds the space in the corner flag. Throw-in for Luton. Blocked by Callum Doyle. Eight minutes have added on time as the ball's ended up to Carlton Morris. He's got his back to goal on the edge of the box, driving away from McFadzean, and he's tripped by the captain, and it's a free kick. McFadzean is angry at that decision from Michael Oliver. Let's get another look at it. Carlton Morris brought it down in the box and was forced outside the box from Liam Kelly. McFadzean tried to get there. He tried to get the ball and he just didn't, and he ended up tripping Carlton Morris. Free kick given. Oh, it's a bit of a dive, you know. I don't think it's a free kick at all. He's dived there, Carlton Morris. Not the first time he's dived. Might remember what he dived against. I think it was against Middlesbrough in their home win. 2-1. A month or so ago. He dived for a penalty, Carlton Morris. And I think he's dived for the free kick there. And in that penalty they got against Middlesbrough, they scored it. And this is a chance. 25 yards out from goal, just to the right-hand side. Jordan Clark is over it. He's already scored once in the first half. And he skies over the bar. Probably justice that free kick not going in, because I think it was a little dive there from Carlton Morris. And the game stays at 1-1 as we're edging ever closer towards extra time at Wembley. Neither fans can take it. Headed on. Gyökeres. Godden volley. Tries it from afar. Always going wide. It was a long Coventry ball up the field. It found Gyökeres. He laid it off to Godden. But he tried the chat, like, there's one in a million that goes in, hitting it from around 40 yards out. But he give it a go. 6 minutes to go. Luton goal kick. Up towards Adebayo. Header won by McFadzean. As far as Cody Drama in the Coventry half for Luton. Takes on one and a second. He's driving towards the left-hand side. He's got options there. Here's Onyedima. Gets onto his right foot. Curls it into the box. It's caught by Ben Wilson. And he wants to set Coventry away quickly. Quick throw down the left to Gyökeres. He's one-on-one with Reece Burke. The number 16 for Luton. Gyökeres going to try and run at him, but he's tackled by the number 16 and Luton win the ball back. Really good defending from Reece Burke. And it's Osho. Send the ball diagonally towards Carlton Morris. It's a great ball. He's going to get there as well, the former Barnsley player. Right in the corner flag. He's met by Luke McNally. And he can't quite keep it in play. Thrown for Coventry. 5 minutes to go now. Norton Cuffy to take the throw inside their own half. Pressed high by Luton. Header won by Nakamba from the throw. Fell towards Bidwell, but it's Drama to win the header. Helped on once more by Adebayo towards Morris, but he was caught in an offside position. Free kick for Coventry. Carlton Morris, who did pick up Player of the Month in September. Got 4 goals in 4. And he also scored twice against Coventry this season in their first meeting of the season in a 2-2 draw at Kenilworth Road. Ben Wilson, the goalkeeper, plays it forward towards Gyökeres, loses that to Reece Burke, but the header goes only as far as Bidwell. Down the channel it goes to Gyökeres towards the corner flag, tackled by Reece Burke. That'll be a throw in for Coventry. 4 minutes to go now. Gyökeres has played much better with a striker alongside him. Well too isolated in the first half, hence why they only had one shot. But the blue skies, with the sky blue shirts on, is it Coventry's day? As they search for a winner. Liam Kelly gets it back to Bidwell. Ball inside to Casey Palmer. Edge of the box, fancies a strike. And he really misjudges that one. Near the corner flag, the shot in the end. Goal kick for Luton. You know, if they come off of Casey Palmer, he looks like a hero and one of the best players in the world. But it was always curling wide. Both fans watch on nervously. The ball enters the Wembley skies and it's a header won by McFadzean. Finds Gyökeres. Godden tries to send Gyökeres away again in behind. Osho's got there to clean up, but only as far as a throw in for Coventry. Deep inside the Luton half. It's pressure moments. Pressure makes diamonds. And one of these teams needs a diamond to appear to win the game. Bidwell finds Gyökeres back to goal. Lays it off into Palmer. Dinks it in the box towards the far post. Norton Cuffy was going towards it, but the header won in the end. But it falls to Ben Sheaf in the edge of the box. His shot is blocked, and it can set away in Panzu. He's going to be chased down by Norton Cuffy, but he keeps it alive for Luton. Gets it to the left to Carlton Morris. Takes on McNally on the left-hand side. Chance for Luton. One-on-one with Norton Cuffy. Takes on the outside. Pulls it back. It's deflected behind everyone. It can be brought away by Ben Sheaf. You can't get away from Fred Onyedinma. And it's a free kick for Luton as he's brought down from behind by Sheaf. But he's taken quickly in the end. Here's Adebayo on the left for Luton. He's got the overlap. Doesn't use it. Lays it off on the edge of the box instead to Nakamba. Across to Mpanzu. He's got Drama to his right. Doesn't use it. Looking towards his left. He finds Adebayo. Can they force a cross here? Luton Town or maybe a shot. Goes back to Mpanzu. 1-2 with Clark. Mpanzu with the strike. It's a weak one. It's an easy save for Ben Wilson at the near post. Mpanzu, who's been there for the whole journey, wants to complete the journey with a Premier League season next year. He was there when they were in National League. He was there in League 2. He's been present in League 1 and in the Championship, and he wants the Premier League. Cody Drama with a back heel away. It's cheeky, but it works. Nakamba to Burke. Down the line it goes to Carlton Morris. He beats McFadzean to the ball. McNally's on the cover and he tackles him superbly, and the ball will roll to Ben Wilson. Great defending there from the Irish international because Morris was away. It's now Doyle. Long diagonal ball looking for Godden. Easily intercepted. And here's Mpanzu on the... Here's Amari Bell on the ball. Lays it off to Fred Onyedinma. Relays it back into Bell. Cross into the box to the far post. No one's there. And Jordan Clark won't be able to keep it in. Coventry throwing on the far left. We've got 15 seconds to go. We've added on time. It looks like we're going to extra time. Another half an hour. Wembley once again in the playoff final. Might remember a few weeks ago. Chesterfield against Notts County. That went to extra time. Could be getting the same again. And that's what we'll get. Extra time is the result. Definitely don't want to use the cliche, but I'm going to use it, so hate me if you want. Definitely a game of two halves. Luton were more than dominant in the first half. They got their 1-goal lead in the 23rd minute through Jordan Clark after some fantastic skill in the build-up from Adebayo. But then as soon as the second half came along, Coventry switched it up. They went to 2 up front, brought on Matt Godden, and they were a much better side. So much better than Luton. Luton are quite lucky to survive. And the equaliser came in the 66th minute. Gus Harmer with the goal. He scored the winner in the playoff semi-final against Middlesbrough. He's got the equaliser in the final. He has had to come off around the 80th minute after picking up an ankle injury, after he's twisted his ankle on a landing from a header one against marvellous Nakamba. But after 90 minutes, it is Coventry 1, Luton 1, and we're heading in to another 30 minutes of football. What a game. A lot of long balls. A lot of long balls. If I've said that too much, I do apologise, but I can only tell you what I'm watching. And it's a lot of long balls. So we've got the first half of extra time coming up in a couple minutes as both sets of players just have a quick break. As there's a lot on this game. A place in the Premier League and £170 million. But definitely Luton taking the first half and Coventry definitely took the second half. And let's see who takes extra time to get that Premier League spot. See if any changes could be made as well for either team. Obviously only 7 allowed on the bench. Try to see if there's any more on Tom Lockyer. But I think it's just that he's been taken to hospital for scans. He did collapse on the pitch. All players getting a little bit of treatment as they've got another half an hour to play in the heat. Don't know what the temperature is in London. Where I am, it's just over 21 degrees. In London, apparently, it's currently around 21 as well. Nearly 7 o'clock already. My day has just disappeared completely. As we just get this goal again. I think it was Callum Doyle to play it down the line for Gyökeres. And as Gyökeres pulled it back to Harmer, a little nick on the shot as it came off Osho. But you need all the luck you can get in the playoffs, and despite taking the slightest of deflections, it was just about enough to get past the keeper, because I don't think if it took the deflection, I think he probably would have saved it, more than likely even Horvath. It's going to be another change for Coventry. Brooke Norton-Cuffy, the man on loan from Arsenal at right wing back. It's going to be like for like. He's going to be replaced by Fankate Dabo, the English international. Joined from Chelsea's under-23s on a free in July of 2019. He's had spells out this season with injury from October to December, then January to February. Came off the bench against Middlesbrough in the second leg, and he's going to be replacing Norton-Cuffy for the extra time period. Fankate Dabo. As it will be Luton kicking right to left. Coventry left to right. Once again, attacking the opposition fans for the first half. Like they did in the first 45. Now they'll be doing it for the first 15. Who will take the steps? Who will be the hero? Who will be the one to score the goal to send one of these two teams into the Premier League and creating and writing history? Mike Oliver blows the whistle and we're back underway in extra time. It's been played back to the goalkeeper for Luton. Sends it forward. Header won by Luke Bidwell. Towards Gyökeres. Loses out to Burke. Palmer loses out. And Drama plays it down the line. Header won by McFadzean. Well, as far as a Luton man, as the header's gone forward, it can't go to Adebayo as he's offside. And it'll be a goal kick for Coventry. Ben Wilson to take the goal kick. Up it goes towards Gyökeres. It will go to him and in behind. And he shoots it first time spilt by Horvath. But he can get on the seconds. Can't believe that goal kick was allowed to go right through to Gyökeres and to get it in behind for him. He had swerve on it. And I think that meant Bell misjudged it. And Gyökeres was able to get a shot away from the edge of the box. But in the end it was saved by Horvath after the spill on the original attempt. Dabo. Down the line for Gyökeres. Tries to take it in his stride. Last touch off Bell. Throw in for Coventry. Dabo gets the return from Kelly for the throw-in. Kelly again. Down the channel towards Godden. Header won by Bell. Gets all the way up to Morris. He tries to set away Adebayo. Can't quite do so. Well dealt with by McFadzean. The experienced centre-half. Plays it forward towards Casey Palmer. Loses out to Reece Burke. Drama down the right channel for Adebayo. Nudged to the ground by Callum Doyle. And it'll be a throw-in for Coventry. Came off Adebayo last. Bidwell. I think that's a toe peck forward towards Gyökeres, but he can't get to it. It's now Nakamba. Loses out in midfield to Casey Palmer. And he bursts away. Here we go. Casey Palmer dragged to the ground in the end. Free kick for Coventry. Fred Oyedinma gives away the free kick on Casey Palmer, who takes it quickly, I believe, or tries to take it quickly. They've gone to a replay to show the foul again. Yeah, just takes out his legs there, Fred Oyedinma. Wasn't taken quickly in the end. I think Michael Oliver, the referee, just stopped that from happening. Free kick for Coventry, quite far out, nowhere near the chance for a shot, but could probably lump it in the box and see if anything can be created from it. Bidwell swings it in towards the far post. It's a dangerous one all the way through. Goal kick. I think Luke McNally was the closest to it. The Burnley loanee. But just evaded him as he had defenders around him. Yeah, with Luke McNally, he said in an interview he'd be more than interested to return to Coventry next season. After having a loan spell here from January. As he spent the first half of the season at Burnley, but only racked up 3 appearances for Burnley. And he wanted more game time. Bidwell clears away the long clearance from Horvath. McFadzean. Left foot volley away up towards Gyökeres. It'll fall to Bell, who's able to head it back to his goalkeeper. Luton in possession again. Rolled out quickly to Bell. Brings it forward. On the halfway line. Long diagonal switch towards Carlton Morris. Helps it on towards Jordan Clark. Keeper gets there first. Jordan Clark looking for his second of the game. As we played 4 minutes of extra time. Coventry 1, Luton 1. Ball forward for Coventry, looking for Godden. Can't find him. Osho heads it forward now to Nakamba. Long diagonal ball over the top, looking for Adebayo. Challenges for it. He gets it down to Morris. Keeps it alive, holds it up. Plays it across to Jordan Clark, 25 yards away from goal. Plays it forward to Adebayo. Now, Onyedima. He's got the overlap option, but decides to cross it himself, and no one's made the run. Goal kick Coventry. 5 minutes into the extra time period, it's still 1-1. Fairly equal extra time so far, I'd say. Out to Dabo, the right wing back. Came on for extra time. Sheaf. Ball forward. He finds Gyökeres on halfway, who holds it up, tries to release it towards Godden, but it's a misplaced ball. Luton have it back. Horvath slams it forward for Luton. Adebayo brings it down and holds it up beautifully and releases to Drama. Ball in the box towards Clark. Header won by McFadzean. It will drop in the box to Clark though. Adebayo tries to lay it off to Mpanzu, but it's intercepted by Ben Sheaf. And Coventry survive that scare, and they set Palmer away. Gets away from Nakamba. Looking towards the left-hand side, but then tries to go to the right to Godden. It does squeeze to him. Surrounded by 2 Luton players, and he's dispossessed by one of them, and that's marvellous Nakamba, who will drive away with it. Releases to Morris on the left-hand side. Tries to go the long way around McNally, and he has the pace on him. Traps back. Fouled in the end. Free kick for Luton on the left. He is on a booking, McNally. Has to be careful, the Irish international. Let's try that chop on the inside, Morris, to get beyond McNally, but he was slammed to the ground. Clark's over it for the in-swinger. He's already scored one today. Can he turn provider? Right-footed ball, in it goes. It's another header won by a Coventry man, and it's helped away by Godden. Always far. There's Luton on the halfway line with Bell. Forced back to his goalkeeper, Horvath, and Coventry can push out now. As Horvath has just stopped momentarily, I think, waiting for his team to get back in position. And then he pumps the ball forward towards Adebayo. Header won by Doyle. No, came off Adebayo last. Throw in for Coventry. Going to be another change for Luton. Is that number 11? Adebayo coming off? Can't tell. It was actually number 17. I thought number 17 was 11. So the man who's brought them all the way here, Pelly, Ruddock and Mpanzu. He's been the captain when Tom Lockyer came off. He's been at the club since 2013 on a loan deal, then joined permanently in 2014. He's ran his race, and he's going to be replaced by number 8, Luke Berry, who has a great record against Coventry. Luke Berry scored 4 times in one game against Coventry for Cambridge in December 2016 in the FA Cup second round. So Luke Berry knows how to find the net against Coventry. Did it 4 times in one game, and he replaces Mpanzu for Luton. So back underway with Luke McNally on the ball for Coventry. Out it goes to Dabo. Looks for Palmer. He's been dispossessed by Nakamba, and Nakamba wins it twice. Off Kelly next time, and Clark's now has it on the left for Luton. Tackled by Kelly, but the ball will run towards Onyedima. It chases through towards Clark! Dive on Clark. And it's a booking for Clark. The ball went through in the end towards Jordan Clark, and Ben Wilson came for it. And now the captain, Jordan Clark, has been booked. It's going to be checked by VAR. Jordan Clark is dismayed by the decision. He thinks he's not dived. And Michael Oliver has been told by VAR it's not a penalty. The ball broke to Clark in the box. He tried to beat Wilson to it. Oh, does he get contact on his right foot there? Oh, I think he does. I think he catches him there. Referees defending one another once again. What a shock. I think he catches him. He definitely doesn't get the ball, Wilson. That's for sure. Howard Webb is in attendance as well. Not a great look for him. I think that's a penalty. We continue though with Adebayo setting away Berry on the left-hand side for Luton. Tackled by McFadzean. Luton throwing. I think he's been hard done by there, Clark. It's definitely not a dive. I think he's been caught. The ball, I think, last came off Fred Onyedinma. That set Jordan Clark away in the box. And I think he's been caught there. I think that's a bad decision. Far have got it wrong as a big slide challenge goes in, but play continues. Travelled forward towards the Luton half. It's cleared away by Drama. Be brought down by Ben Sheaf of Coventry in his own half. And they play it out wide left to Bidwell. Forward towards Palmer. Loses out to Drama this time. And Osho now has it for Luton as the tables turn again. It's now Luton, the team on top. Back to the goalkeeper, Horvath. Left-footed clearance. And I think Horvath has just injured himself clearing that one. Kelly wins it. Brought down by Gyökeres. Dabo. And play's been stopped because I think Horvath has gone down injured after kicking that ball with his left foot. He did kick it very unnaturally, the American. I think he's pulling his hamstring. Holding his hamstring, his left hamstring possibly. As he went to kick the ball, it just looked really unnatural. And I think he's just pulled something. His arm went up straight away. And he went down straight away. As he kicked it then. He's having treatment. 11 minutes played of extra time. We're still level. James Shea is warming up for Luton just in case. The English backup goalkeeper, 31 years of age. And we've had another change for Coventry. Josh Eccles has replaced Casey Palmer. So Casey Palmer made the bench today. He hasn't played a game since March. So I do think it was a little too short for him to have come back. So I don't think it's the fact he's playing badly or anything, even though he has lost the ball a few times to the likes of Nakamba in midfield. He'll be replaced by Josh Eccles of Coventry. Joined the club aged 7. Born in Coventry, Josh Eccles. This means a lot to him. The 23-year-old as Ethan Horvath is back on his feet. If you are enjoying, make sure you like and subscribe if you are new. Will be greatly appreciated. Some fans just physically can't take it. Not being able to watching through hands, biting the nails. So Horvath will be able to continue and Luke Berry kicks it back to Coventry's goalkeeper Ben Wilson as we restart once again. Ball forward, it's a long one. I think it was helped on, but it's ended up at Gyökeres' feet. Tries to play it through to Eccles in the box. It deflects to the edge of the box and it can be brought away by Bell. And as far as Kelly for Coventry gets it forward towards Dabo, runs out of room. Luton throw-in. 2 minutes to go until half-time. It'll be Bell with the throw in the left centre half for Luton. Down the line it goes towards Morris, who helps it on. But he's conceded the free kick, Morris, as he was pulling at a Coventry player. Just inside the Luton half is a Coventry free kick. I think it'll be McNally walking over to take. No, it'll be Dabo, just play it forward into the path of Ben Sheaf, who loses possession. Poor touch. Morris now has it. As Luton look to try and get forward. Long ball forward by Morris with his left foot. It's giving McFadzean a question. And he answers it really well with the header. And Kelly can clear for Coventry. Up towards Gyökeres, who keeps it for the Sky Blues. And he gets beyond 2 Luton men. Then he loses out to Nakamba. Then he wins it back. Gyökeres been fed through. Well, Luke Berry intercepts. It can be cleared eventually by Luton into the hands of Wilson, the Coventry keeper. Doyle down the left for Coventry towards Bidwell. Runs out of room. Comes off a Luton man though last. Throwing for Coventry, taken quickly back to Doyle. McFadzean forward to Kelly, the captain, in that midfield. Sweeps it to the right to Eccles. Down line it goes to Dabo. Two substitutes linking up here for Coventry City. Kelly. Pass is deflected. Headed by Onyedinma. And it's a throw in for Coventry. We've played 15 minutes. 2 minutes added on after Ethan Horvath went down, the Luton keeper. He was treated and he's continued. But it does mean we have 2 added on minutes. Dabo will have another throw-in. Comes off Luke Berry last. The 30-year-old. Won the National League playoffs in 2013-2014 with Cambridge. In his only other playoff campaign, Luke Berry. Gyökeres gets it back to Dabo, took the throw-in. Gyökeres again on the right, linking up with Eccles. Dabo. Ball inside, in the space. Kelly has it, edge of the box, left foot, wants to strike, does strike, strikes horrifically wide. And it's a goal kick for Luton. Never going to trouble Ethan Horvath there. Liam Kelly, the captain. He does have a goal against Luton when he played them in League 2, when he was at Leyton Orient. So he has scored against the Hatters before. Liam Kelly. He also has 1 appearance for Scotland, but that was 11 years ago against Luxembourg in 2012. 50 seconds to go of the first half. Horvath still feeling that right hamstring. We might see a keeper change. Drops in the end. For Kelly. Eccles. 1-2 with Gyökeres. Eccles still has it. Forces it to the left to Bidwell. Tries to drift the cross in, but it's blocked by Drama, who spins and clears only as far as a Coventry throw-in. Didn't clear it very far as well there, Cody Drama. Could we have one last chance before the end of the first half? I think Coventry are also settling for the draw, going into the second spell of the 15 minutes. Throw in to Gyökeres. Tackled by Nakamba. Clark. Ball forward towards Adebayo. Loses it, but that doesn't matter. First half completed. Still 1-1. Pretty even first 15 minutes. Maybe you could argue Luton were a bit more on top that time in terms of creating chances, but at the end of the half, still 1-1, and Ethan Horvath is still struggling in the Luton goal. Might see a keeper change, possibly, if he can't continue. We saw one in the National League playoff final for the penalties for Notts County, and that ended up being very successful. Just have to keep an eye out and see if the goalkeeper can continue. Because he's moving very gingerly, the Luton keeper. Going to look at the penalty shout in the 99th minute. Jordan Clark got onto the ball that was last off Onyedinma as he was tackled, and it came off him last, and it got to Clark, who was met by a rushing Ben Wilson, who was in net for Coventry, and as he tries to play the ball, I think he misses the ball and takes the foot. I think it's a penalty. I really do. I mean, I don't know. The contact will be very minimal, but if he catches him, for me, I think it's a penalty. I think they got away with that one in the 99th minute there, Coventry. So I think the keeper situation will remain. Ethan Horvath is going back in net for Luton. I am not sure if they have another substitute, because Burke's come on, Berry's come on, Onyedinma's come on. So they have made 3 changes, Luton, and they're going to make a 4th, but it's another outfield player, so they're really risking it. Number 25, Joe Taylor, he's come on. The 20-year-old striker, and he's replacing 6'4" Elijah Adebayo, who got the assist for the Luton goal with some great skill on centre-back Kyle McFadzean, but I think he's run his race after 105 minutes. So he's replaced by Joe Taylor, who joined in January from Peterborough for £500,000, yet to score in 5 appearances for Luton since joining the club in January. As we've got the last set of minutes to play in this playoff final before penalties. Coventry kicking right to left, Luton left to right. Coventry kick off. We've got the ball with the Sky Blues with Eccles on the ball. Forward, throwing for Coventry, comes off a Luton man last. It'll be Bidwell to try and take the throw in quickly, and he throws it backwards to the halfway line to Callum Doyle. Back forward to Bidwell, round the corner to Eccles. Forward to Gyökeres, lays it off down the line to Bidwell. Plays it through to Eccles. Back to goal. Back heels it to Bidwell, who runs onto it. Tries the cross, but he's met by a big slide challenge from Cody Drama. And it's a throw in for Coventry deep inside the Luton half, as both sides will be attacking their fans for this second half. Bidwell with the throw towards Gyökeres. Spins Burke, cross into the far post, headed behind by Onyedinma. And that will be a corner kick for Coventry. Possibly could have dealt with that a bit better Onyedinma at the far post. Dabo wasn't really pressing him from the cross. The corner kick's been given, and the corner kick is what Coventry will take. Gyökeres feeling the cramp. Chance for the Sky Blues. It'll be an in-swinger from Bidwell. In it goes, near post, helped on by Doyle. Kelly, scorpion kicks it onwards, but it's an easy catch in the end for Horvath. Don't think he knew much about that, Kelly. I think he kind of threw a leg at it, hoping the ball went forward, and it did, but straight into the Luton goalkeeper's hands as they try and set away here on the right-hand side with Amari Bell. Usually on the left-hand side, tries to play a ball in behind towards Luke Berry, but it's overhit, and it's with Ben Wilson, who starts from the back for Coventry, with a ball to Callum Doyle. Forward into Bidwell in the Coventry half currently as we're nearing towards penalty kicks. Doyle chips it forward. Can't be won by Coventry. And it's now Luton with Nakamba. Halfway line's Bell. Onyedinma, sorry. Gets it to Taylor, who's drifted wide left. Tackled by McNally. And that'll be, a throw-in for Coventry. Rob Edwards isn't happy with that decision. He thought that was the throw-in for his side. Rob Edwards. He's been at clubs like Wolves at the under-18s and under-21s level. Only as far as 2020. He was at England in the under-16 setup. Spent September 2020 there till May 2021. Then moved on to Forest Green, where he won the League 2 title. No, it's a crazy change of fortunes, isn't it? League 2 title last season, now he's in the Championship playoff final with Luton, a club he wasn't even at the start of the season. Dabo with the throw-in. It's a long one towards Gyökeres. Over his head and be cleaned up by Burke, but not very convincingly. It's gone for a throw-in for Coventry again on the halfway line. Throw-in intercepted by Onyedinma. Headed back forward by Dabo towards Eccles, who uses his arm. Free kick for Luton. Drama. Ball forward towards Morris. Poor touch. Tackled by Sheaf. And Eccles gets it out wide left to Bidwell. Coventry can get on the attack here. Ball inside to Eccles. Tries to play it on once more towards Godden, but it's intercepted by Osho. And Luton can come away with the ball and bring it forward. Carlton Morris on the right-hand side. 1-on-1 with Doyle. Tries to go a long way round him. They both collide together. Still with the feet of Morris. Tackled by a Coventry man, and it's a foul. Morris pulls the shirt of Doyle. Free kick for Coventry. It's not been quite Morris's game. Not scored in his last 4, and it looks like he's not going to score in his last 5 of the season for Luton, even though he did score in the 4 previous games before he went on this spell with no goals. Wilson with the free kick deep into the Luton half. Header won by Burke. As far as Onyedinma, who helps it forward for Luton. Can't get it beyond Sheaf for Coventry. Out wide left is Gyökeres. Tries the back heel back in towards Sheaf. Cleared by Berry. Up to Morris. Back to goal. In his own half. Loses it, but he's got a free kick because he was pulled back by Eccles. Morris tries to spur his team on. Try and get his team going for this game. 5th and final change for Luton. They've used all 5 changes and they're not going to change their goalkeeper. Number 3, Dan Potts is coming on the centre-back. And he'll be replacing number 32, Gabriel Osho. Scored one of the goals against Sunderland in the semi-final. He's had to play in the middle of the centre-back. And he had to play in the middle of the back 3. After Tom Lockyer came off injured, and I think he's just struggling to continue. Don't think he's got the legs to play the full 120 minutes. Because you've got to remember there was 9 minutes played extra in the first half and I think 8 extra minutes in the second half. So by the time we actually finish this game, both sides would have played around 140 minutes of football altogether, which is crazy. So Dan Potts is on at the back for Luton. As Godden helps it on for Coventry as we're back underway, and it's going to be Dan Potts to collect it for Luton with a throw-in that he will not take. He'll leave it for Amari Bell. Dan Potts, not very tall, and you can tell. I was a bit sceptical when I was writing his height down. It says 5'8", and I don't think he's far off it. He's not a tall player, Dan Potts. As the throw-in's gone down the line towards Morris, over his head and headed to his side by McFadzean towards Doyle, who helps it forward. Header won by Potts. It'll fall to Nakamba, but he's been pulled down again by Eccles. Free kick for Luton. 8 minutes to go before we get to penalties, and it's still all level. Doyle has gone down with cramp for Coventry, the left centre-back on loan from Manchester City, the England under-20 international. Yet to play a first-team game for Manchester City after having 2 loan spells last season and this season. As I think we're going to get a change at the back for Callum Doyle. I think Jonathan Panzo is going to come on, who's on loan from Nottingham Forest this year. Not started the timer for the second half. I do apologise. Callum Doyle still down, receiving the treatment. He's had a long game down that left centre-back role. Callum Doyle, who joined Manchester City at the age of 11. And he is going to be replaced by Jonathan Panzo, formerly of Chelsea from 2010 to 2018, then left for Monaco for 2 years in France. Was sent off this season in the FA Cup against Wrexham as they were beaten 4-3 at home in the FA Cup third round. As it will be Callum Doyle to be replaced by the centre-back Jonathan Panzo, the number 2 for Coventry, as we're 6 minutes away from penalties. Callum Doyle applauds the Coventry fans. Could be his last ever minute in a Coventry shirt before returning to Manchester City next season, and who knows where he'll end up next year. As I mentioned before, he has received interest from Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany. Dan Potts to take the free kick. Left-footed in towards the box, towards absolutely no one in an orange shirt, and it can be caught by Ben Wilson. Rolls out quickly to Jonathan Panzo, getting his first touches of the ball in this playoff final. Edge of the box is Carl McFadzean, the captain for Coventry. Sorry, not the captain, Liam Kelly is, apologies. But he is one of their leaders, the 36-year-old. And here is the captain, Liam Kelly. Gets out to Dabo, one-on-one with Onyedinma. Can't get beyond the Luton left wing back, and he can bring it forward for his side. Still driving into the Coventry half. He's still going, met with a strong challenge and a fair one, says the referee, from Ben Sheaf. And now Coventry can go the other way. Dabo, right-footed ball, gets it to Gyökeres, controls it, keeps it, plays it onwards, and they won the ball there, says Amari Bell. Or says the referee, Amari Bell's challenge. And Luton are now back in possession with Clark. Misplaced ball, Coventry throwing. Jordan Clark, who could have had a penalty in the first half, getting involved in the tackling in the second half. There's Matt Robbins, aged 53, against 40-year-old Rob Edwards in the opposite dugout. Jonathan Panzo, he's lost it at the back. There's a chance here. Taylor gets it in. Luton are a step closer to the Premier League. It is a horrific error from the substitute Jonathan Panzo, who's literally just entered the field. And Joe Taylor gets his first ever goal for the club. And how big could that be? Jonathan Panzo, he's literally been on for less than a minute. He gives away the ball on the edge of the box. Joe Taylor one-on-one with the goalkeeper, Ben Wilson. And he diverts it into the back of the net. It's only his 6th appearance for the club. Oh, it's been disallowed. Coventry fans go wild. I think there was a handball. Oh, and there was. As Jonathan Panzo tried to tackle Taylor as he was getting in behind. It flicked up in the air and it came off his hand. Disallowed. Stays at 1-1. Jonathan Panzo, you lucky, lucky boy. How lucky is that? The loanee from Forest, he's learnt his lesson there. He won't be doing that again from now till the end of the game. As Taylor came in to nick the ball, Panzo tried to get a foot in. It came up off the hand of Taylor as he rushed in behind to finish. And it's a rightly disallowed goal. We've had 4 disallowed goals today. 3, sorry. 2 disallowed for Luton. 3 disallowed for Luton. They've all been disallowed for Luton. They've had the ball in the back of the net 4 times, but only 1 has stood. Onyedinma on the byline, pulls it back towards Taylor. It's intercepted by McNally for Coventry. Cleared down the channel for Coventry. Throwing for Coventry. What a let-off that is for Panzo. Joe Taylor had thought he'd done it, scoring his first goal for the club. The Welsh under-21 international had his name in the stars. But those stars were quickly taken away in the darkness of the goal being disallowed. As we're back underway. Number 16 for Luton. Reece Burke. It's now Dan Potts at the back. 90 seconds to go until penalties. Burke for Luton. It's another long ball forward. Up towards Carlton Morris. Chests it on towards Taylor. Swept up at the back by McFadzean. Jordan Clark, the scorer. Gets it back forward through Nakamba. 1-2. It's now back with Clark again as he drives inside for Luton. Just past the halfway line. Dinks it in behind. Looking for Carlton Morris. Will the flag go up? The flag hasn't gone up. And it has been kept in by Morris. Tries to go down the byline, but he's run out of room. Goal kick for Coventry. 1 minute to go. Luton thought they'd had a winner. They've had the ball in the net 3 times. They had it in the 5th minute through Osho. That was disallowed for an offside. They had another one in the back of the net through Adebayo, but that came off his hand as well. And then one through Taylor there, and another handball. Yeah, clear handball. Clear handball. I'm surprised Taylor went off and celebrated in the way he did, because he would have known it came off his hand. It was quite like it was in an unnatural position. It was up there and it clearly struck his hand. I'm surprised he didn't kind of tone down the celebrations, because he must have known with VAR that was going to be disallowed, and it was. 20 seconds to go. Wilson with the goal kick, flicked on by Godden towards Gyökeres, dealt with by Potts. Nakamba stumbling on the ball, just about keeps it, gets it to Burke, who again, long ball forward for Luton, aim towards Taylor. Panzo will deal with it this time, as we're about to hit the 30th minute of extra time. Will we get a minute added on or two, or will we go straight to penalties? I'm sure we'll find out. Played 30 minutes. No, 2 minutes of added on time. 2 minutes before penalties in the Championship playoff final between Coventry and Luton. Throwing down the line, helped on by Eccles, helped on by Godden towards Gyökeres, but it's intercepted by Amari Bell. Luton drive forward into the Coventry half. He's got Onyedinma to his left. He feeds it to him, onto his right foot, on the edge of the box. Crosses. No one's there, though, at the far post for Luton. Goal kick for Coventry. 30 seconds played of the added on time. 2 minutes added on. We'll be getting penalties. It's looking more likely now. Luton thought they'd won it with 3 minutes to go, but the goal was disallowed through a handball. Mark Robbins has took this Coventry side from League 2 in the playoffs to then winning the League 1 title in 2020, and now he's a step closer to the Premier League in this playoff final, but they've not won it yet. They've come from behind as there was a clash of heads there. Luke Berry's gone down. He needs medical attention. He'll be okay. He's okay. He's back to his feet. He wins the free kick, though, as he was collided into with an aerial duel there just on the halfway line, Luke Berry. 30 seconds to go. Luton are just going to send it in the box and hope for the best. And all playoff finals do have VAR. All of them have VAR over this weekend. Even the League 2 and the League 1 ones as well. On the halfway line, Cody Drama will take. Luton have sent a lot of plays forward for this, because this is it. Last chance. Clipped in towards the box. Headed downwards, and it's fell to Carlton Morris on the left-hand side for Luton. Onyedinma's overlapped. He'll cross it instead. In it goes, header won by Luke Berry. Wide it goes. We've played the 2 minutes of added on time. And I'm sure that'll be penalty kicks now. And it will be. The Championship playoff final has gone to penalties. A first half goal from Jordan Clark give Luton the lead after 2 disallowed goals in that first half. And in the second half, Coventry were the much better side, and they equalised in the 66th minute through Gus Harmer on the counter after a strike that was deflected into the back of the net. And extra times had everything. Luton have had a penalty call in the first half of extra time through Jordan Clark. Waved away for a dive, but it could have easily been a penalty with a little bit of contact. And as well, in the second half of extra time, Coventry thought they'd had it all thrown away. Jonathan Panzo gave it away on the edge of the box, and as he tried to tackle Joe Taylor, the ball struck up off his hand as he went on and finished, so the goal was then disallowed for handball. So Luton have had the ball in the net 4 times. They've only scored once. And we have penalty kicks in the playoff final in the Championship, like we did in the National League playoff final as well. 2 commentaries, back-to-back, 2 penalty shootouts. It's the drama that you want. It's the drama that all neutrals of football crave. And unfortunately, Coventry and Luton fans are going to have to put up with the pain of penalty kicks. So the numbers in brackets next to the scoreline is the score for penalty kicks. So Coventry are on the left, Luton are on the right. Joe Taylor, 117th minute, thought he'd won it. This time we haven't had any goalkeeping substitutions like we did in the National League playoff final, where Notts County and Luke Williams changed the goalkeeper. Who will take it? People call it a lottery. And this is very much like the lottery. £170 million are on the line for the side that takes the victory. It'll be interesting to see who wins the toss. There's 2 tosses this time. One to take first and the other to decide which end you're going to be down. both teams in 2018 were in League Two. They both got promoted together from League Two. In Coventry's story, they won League One in 2020 to get to the Championship. For Luton, they got to the Championship a year before in 2019, where they won the league, with Coventry sitting in 8th in that title in that season. But here they are together in the Championship playoff final, penalty kicks away from a spot in the Premier League. Who will be the team to grab that spot, to have a historic season finished, to then have another historic season to follow in the Premier League? It's Ethan Horvath and Ben Wilson, the goalkeepers. It's going to be the penalty kicks taken down the Luton end. Not sure who's taking for... No, we don't know yet. We don't know. They're going to do it now. Okay. So Dan Potts has got the armband. He came on in extra time. So I think Michael Oliver is just explaining that there's 2 tosses. 1 for each. 1 for what end they're going to be taking them at, and 1 for who's going to take first. Here we go. There's the first flick of the coin. Down the Luton end. Down the Luton end, the penalty kicks will be taken. Who will take first? And Luton will go first as well. I remember in the League One semi-final playoff, Sheffield Wednesday and Peterborough, Sheffield Wednesday got the penalties at their end and they took first, and we know what happened there. So it's Luton to take first, and the penalty kick's going to be taken in front of the Luton supporters. It ended 1-1 after 120 minutes. Who will take it in penalties? How dramatic do you want it? Because I don't think you get much more drama than this. Luton fans waving their flags with pride. Pride that they will fall through to the end. Ben Wilson, the goalkeeper, returns from the dressing room. Not quite sure what he was doing in the dressing room, but he returns with his towel and he's back ready to face the penalty kicks. He'll now be let known that he's got to be saving the first one, or he's going to have to attempt to save the first one, as Luton will take first. Here's Michael Oliver now having a chat with Horvath and Wilson, the 2 goalkeepers. Ben Wilson at the age of 30. Horvath at the age of 27. Both keepers last season were number 2s. Now a season later, they're both number 1s, looking to be the penalty hero. Who will be taking first for Luton Town? I think both keepers have got information on their bottles from the looks of it. As Ben Wilson is getting ready, it's going to be Carlton Morris. He's had his best ever goal scoring season. He scored 20 goals in the Championship this season. He's got a Player of the Month award to his name from September. He's not scored in the last 5 games after today, but he could score after the game through the penalty spot. He's their number 9. He's the talisman. He's been their goal scorer. And can he get their team off to a cracking start in the shootout? Ben Wilson taking his time, delaying the kicks. Michael Oliver's not happy with it. Morris has had to wait a little bit to take this penalty. Can he convert? He's got the ball still in his arms. He puts it on the spot from 12 yards out. The 27-year-old striker for Luton to kickstart the penalties. Whistle blown. Penalty scored. Bottom left corner Wrong-footed the goalkeeper, and Luton have the upper hand in the shootout. Also like to remind you as well, in the Stockport County Salford penalty shootout, Salford decided which end, and they took first, and they lost. So it doesn't always go in your favour when you choose where you're taking them and who's going first. Coventry with the next penalty. Think it's Matt Godden, the number 24. It is. Came off the bench at half-time and changed Coventry's fortunes. He really helped up front with Gyökeres. He could really help them now by scoring this penalty. Godden with the penalty, and again, converted. Bottom right corner. Keeper goes the other way. 1-1 in the shootout after one penalty each. All square. Luton, second taker, Joe Taylor. He thought he'd won it in the 117th minute with a goal down this end, but he was disallowed for a handball use in the build-up. He could now put them 2-1 ahead, unlike what he couldn't do in the 120 minutes. He could have put them 2-1 up, but he used his hand in the build-up. He could now put them 2-1 up in the penalty shootout. And number 25, the 20-year-old, has weight on his shoulders. Can he use that weight to pile drive this penalty home? Taylor versus Wilson. Just squeezes it home. Bottom left corner. Wilson goes the right way, but just squeezes it under his body. I don't know if squeeze is a word. Squeezes it under his body. And it's 2-1 in the shootout. Advantage Luton momentarily, because Coventry have got to take their second now. And it's going to be Victor Gyökeres, the Swedish bagsman. 21 for the season. 22 in all competitions. He's had Premier League interest for the last season or two now, but he's sticked at Coventry. He wants to send them to the Premier League, and he can help that by scoring his penalty from 12 yards. Victor Gyökeres, can he score? Yes, he can. Slams it home. I think it's down the middle there. Ethan Horvath's dive to his left. Power from Gyökeres, and it's 2-2. 4 out of 4 from both sides. 2 out of 2 individually. We've not had a penalty miss so far. Here is Loney. Marvellous Nakamba from Aston Villa to take next. In his previous 19 games as a Luton player, he's only lost twice against Burnley and Sunderland. He wants to keep up the positive record, and to keep up the positive record, he could really do with scoring this third penalty for Luton. Rob Edwards watches on nervously. Nakamba, with his left foot, slots it home in the bottom right corner. Wilson dives the wrong way. Very calm penalty from the Zimbabwean international. And Luton take the lead again, putting the pressure on Coventry. Commentator curse. I'm waiting for it. I'm trying to jinx it. What a save. What a moment. Next penalty. Ben Sheaf for Coventry City. He's had a decent game in that midfield for the Sky Blues. He needs to score this penalty. Ben Sheaf, formerly of Arsenal. He needs to convert from 12 yards. Sheaf with the penalty into the top left corner. Horvath wasn't too far away. He did dive the right way, but he was too high for the American. And Ben Sheaf dispatches 3-3 after 3 taken for each. Getting towards sudden death. The goal scorer, Jordan Clark for Luton, takes next. Scored in the 23rd minute. He now needs to score to make it 4-3 on the penalties for Luton, to put the pressure back on the Sky Blues again. Ben Wilson trying his best to distract the Luton Town midfielder. The former Accrington Stanley man, now of Luton Town. Against Ben Wilson in the Coventry goal. He steps up and scores. Into the left corner again. Towards the side netting as well. No chance for the keeper to save that one. And it's 4-3 from the spot. If Coventry score this, we're then down to sudden death. It's the Coventry-born player. Josh Eccles next from the spot. He joined the club at the age of 7 in 2007. He's got the chance to keep Coventry's promotion hopes alive from 12 yards. He's the number 28. He needs to score, or Luton have the chance to score for Premier League glory. Josh Eccles scores as well. Sends Horvath the wrong way. Bottom right corner it goes. And we're now at sudden death. 8 executed penalties from both sides now. 4 apiece. And we're now at sudden death. Luke Berry stepping up. He's previously scored 4 goals in one game against Coventry back in his Cambridge days in 2016. Ben Wilson again being vocal towards his opponent, trying to get into their heads. Luke Berry, number 8. For Luton. Scores again. Just about has enough power to get it beyond Wilson. And if Coventry don't score, Luton are promoted. Let's get it right here. The goalkeepers haven't been bad. These have been good penalties. They've had a good power, good placement. So let's not make out like we've had bad goalkeeping. This has been good penalty kicks in high pressure situations. And the captain's next. Liam Kelly. He's been at the club since July 2017. He missed the start of the season through injury. He's now returned for the big parts of the season. He needs to score. And he does. He rolls it the opposite way. Horvath dive left. And Liam Kelly placed it to his right. 5-5. 10 perfect penalties. 5 apiece. Next up is now captain Dan Potts. The captain armband currently is with Potts, but it started with Tom Lockyer, who went down early after collapsing on the pitch. He's now okay in the hospital, responding. But now the man with the armband, also a centre-back, Dan Potts, is stepping up to take the next penalty for Luton. If he doesn't score, Coventry have the chance to win it. Potts, left-footed, runs at it and rolls it in. Another good penalty. With the pressure on these players, these penalties are superb. 6-5, rolls it in, bottom left corner. Really high pressure penalties, but each one of them have been superb. Coventry again. This is what happens when you take second. If it comes down to sudden death, you more likely than not, you need to score your penalty to stay in it. Fankate Dabo came through the Chelsea youth system before leaving them to join Coventry in 2019. He has to score to keep the shootout alive. Dabo with his right foot. Can he score? He blazes it over! Luton are promoted to the Premier League! From the 5th tier to the 1st tier in under 10 years. They'll finally have their season in the Premier League. It's absolute heartbreak for Coventry, who will have to wait longer for their chance to return to the Premier League. But for Luton, it's their first dance in the Premier League, and they'll have so much to look forward to. Trips to Anfield, trips to Old Trafford, trips to the Etihad, and a fairy tale ending at Wembley ends in heartbreak for Coventry. Dabo's in tears. Coventry can't believe it. But it's Luton's day in Wembley. It's Luton's year. It's Luton's decade as they get promoted to the top flight. 2014, title win in the National League. 2013, Championship playoff winners. What a story. What a moment. What football is all about. They did it the hard way through the playoffs. They were able to overturn their first leg deficit against Sunderland to win at home in the second leg 2-0. They lost their captain early on in the final. They were able to get the lead in the first half. They weren't able to keep that lead. They struggled in the second half. They fought back in extra time. They've had to do it through penalties. But have they done it through penalties? Oh boy, they have. The season before the start of the Premier League, they were relegated from the top flight. They literally missed out on the first Premier League season by one season. They were relegated. And from there, they were never able to reach the Premier League heights. But now they have. 30 years on, they return. And it's just one of the greatest stories in the history of the sport. National League title in 2014. League 2 promotion through the automatic spots in 2018. Season after, League 1 title. And after multiple seasons in the Championship, they have found their glory through the playoffs at Wembley in a penalty shootout. They have been promoted in every possible way through the EFL. They've won a league, they've been promoted through the automatic spots, and they've now won through the playoffs. What a moment. It's heartbreak for Coventry. You've got to feel horrifically bad when you lose on penalties. Carl McFadzean, the 36-year-old's in tears. Fankate Dabo, the misser of the last penalty for Coventry, in tears, being consoled by Coventry staff. But realistically, Luton will not care. They are in the Premier League for the very first time. The first time they are in the top flight since 1992. It's dreamland. It's promised land. It's Premier League party time for Luton. The Hatters have made it to the top flight. Commiserations to Coventry. They put up a fantastic fight in that second half to equalise, and they just about kept it alive in the extra time period. But penalties can be a cruel and evil game, and they're on the end of a cruel and evil end to their season. After 120 minutes it ended, Coventry 1, Luton 1. After penalties it ends Coventry 5, Luton 6. And Coventry will have to go again next season in the Championship. But for Luton, it's the top flight. They've reached the top of the English Football League system, and they've done it in the most dramatic way. Change of manager halfway through the season through no fault of their own, but they brought in Rob Edwards, who was very harshly dismissed at the start of the season by Watford after winning League 2 last season with Forest Green. But from bringing him in November of 2022, he's been nothing more than unbelievable. They've only lost 5 times under Rob Edwards. They've won 16. They've drew 10 times. They've now won 17. They've now won 17 games under him, and the 17th one is probably the biggest one so far. Pali Ruddock Impanzu. He becomes the first ever player to get promoted from the National League right to the Premier League with the exact same club. What a moment for him. What a moment for Luton. And they are promoted to the Premier League. That's going to be the end of the stream for today. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Keep an eye on the channel. There might be the Europa League final commentary on Wednesday, but just keep your eye out for that. If not, this could be the last of the season. If you have enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. Come back next season for the start of the season. We're going to have loads of commentaries right through the year. Make sure you're here for that. But for this game, Coventry have playoff heartbreak. Luton have reached the promised lands of the Premier League. They return to the top flight for the first time in 31 years. They've done it at Wembley on penalties, and they are up into the Premier League.